Good morning. Yeah, I know that today, my name is Sakshi Kulkarni. I am director for SME Chamber of India. And on behalf of Mr. Chandrakant Salunke, founder and president, SME Chamber of India and Maharashtra Industry Development Association, I welcome all of you for this event, which is a Pune Industry Summit. And today's event is focused on finance, exports, international collaborations, and there are a lot of new startups are also here today. Those who are going to talk about their achievements, what they have done, and there are the different speakers we have invited. And I would like to say thank you. Though today is a union budget, but still you all had come over here. So first of all, big round of applause to everyone that you have joined today for this event. And now I would like to invite I would like to say thank you to our sponsors, Sidbi, Kotak Mahindra Bank, Tata Power, Bharat Capital, and also there are the other few supporters are also there. So thank you for that. Now I would like to invite Mr. Mahesh Sarunke, who is a director for SME Chamber of India, for his welcome address.
Thank you, Sakshi. Friends, good morning. यही आवाज रहेगी तो कैसा होगा? If you need some changes in union budget, आपकी आवाज तो मैडम तक पहुंचनी चाहिए ना? So, anyways, esteemed guests, industry leaders and fellow entrepreneurs, it's my immense pleasure to welcome all of you for today's program, Pune Industry and SME Summit. As a director of SME Chamber of India and Maharashtra Industry Development Association, I am honored to host this significant event supported by RAC Economic Zone, Sidbi, Kotak Mahindra Bank, and other sponsors and supporters. Friends, SME Chamber of India and MEDA have been forefront for promoting and supporting small and medium enterprises across the country. Our organizations are dedicated to fostering the conducive economic environment for the SMEs to thrive, providing them with the necessary resources, networking opportunities, and advocacy to overcome the challenges and achieve sustainable growth. Over the years, we have seen remarkable progress and innovation within the SME sector. And today's summit is a testament to our collective efforts and commitment. SME Chamber of India has been instrumental in driving policy changes, facilitating access to the finance and providing a platform for SMEs to connect with industry leaders, policymakers. Our initiatives include organizing trade fair, conferences, business delegation, training programs to enhance the capabilities of SMEs. We also closely work with the government bodies to ensure that the interests of the SMEs are represented in policy decisions. Similarly, MEDA focus on the industrial development of Maharashtra, promoting investment and fostering collaborations between the local and international businesses. SME face numerous challenges, including limited access to the finance, regulatory hurdles, and competition from the large enterprises. The challenges can often seem instrumentable, but it's through resilience, innovation, and collaboration that the SMEs continue to thrive. Access to the finance remains one of the most significant barriers, with the many SMEs struggling to secure the necessary funding to expand their operations. Additionally, navigating the complex regulation environment can be daunting, requiring SMEs to invest considerable time and resources. Despite these obstacles, SMEs have made remarkable contribution to the Indian economy, accounting for the significant share of the industrial output, employment generation, and exports. Their resilience and innovation are the backbone of our nation's economy progress. SMEs are not just the businesses, they are the lifeblood of our economy, driving growth, creating jobs, and fostering innovations. Friends, we have the great speakers today, and our keynote address will be given by Mr. Viren Joshi. Viren Joshi ji has a vast experience into the industry from last. He's right now chairman and co-founder of Envision Automation, a leader in automation, conveyors, robotics, digitalization. He is also chairman Odyssey Adventure Partners, Odyssey Avenue Partners, which invest in leading companies in the high-tech space. He is a global advisor to the leading engineering and automotive MNCs. He has 40 years experience with MNCs engineering organizations. Till recently, he was executive chairman of Sigma Electric USA, a global leader in the precision components for diversified industrial, electrical, aerospace, and defense markets. As CEO and president, he was responsible for rapid growth across geographic markets and industry segments over 9 years. Earlier, he was a managing director at Parker Hannifin, India, and South Asia, and grew the company to the leadership position in the fluid power market over 15 years. He is passionate about the developing India and our SMEs, a global leader in manufacturing and supply chain. He has worked with the SME Chamber and government of India. He is a chairman of SME Technology Development Council in India. Today he is a keynote speaker, and he will be motivating you on various international aspects. So please give a big round of applause to Mr. Vinay Joshi, and I will welcome him to give his keynote address. Over to you, sir.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Ji. Comment. I'm not from. I used to be in Pune when I studied long ago. Then I came to stay here for the last 10, 12 years. So I must make one observation. Before I make that observation, I must ask you, how many of you are from Pune? All of you? Most of you. Maybe it's a Pune culture, but I'm just sharing with you my experience. Good morning, bolne ke liye most Pune people shy away from. Just my comment. So I just hope you guys will take that lesson forward and make everybody in the whole city, in the whole country, get up with Josh and kuch good morning bol ke kuch aage badhaye. So again, thank you all for coming. I appreciate it. I think जो मुझे बोलना था वो महेश भैया ने सब बोल दिया, तो अब कुछ बाकी रखा ही नहीं है, but I will still try to add some context. And again, as Sakshi rightly said, I think I appreciate all of you coming today. Today is an important day. I'm not a big fan of the budget. I don't believe the budget means much in terms of it's not going to make a big change in our life. But today I'm hoping for once, and I love the government. I love these guys. I love them. I'm a deeply passionate supporter of them. But today is the one day I'm hoping they will do more for the country. They will do something different and make us all charged. There's a need. We're at a stage of life where the world and the economy and everything going on, and it could get worse. This global economy will get worse, is my prediction, because of all the various trends going on. And I like Trump. I spent many years in the US and used to listen to Trump every morning, and he could be very amusing. He could be very brutal. He will continue to be what he is. But for America, he's very good. In fact, in a note, and I'm going out of context to make a comment, some of the things he's doing could make a lot of difference. If we do the same in India, we could make a difference, So with that, just wanted to again thank SME Chambers. I've spent too many years talking and working, so I thought मैं कम कर देता हूँ. So Mahesh just called up and said आना है. So I said let me come over and at least talk to you guys. So the topic is of great interest. I just love all the whole SME business. I think it's a huge Indian platform. Are most of you or all of you SMEs? At Parker, when this program was started 15 to 20 years ago, India was at 65%. We reached 98.5%. At Sigma, when I joined, I don't know, would you remember, but we were in the 60-70% range, which jitna yaad hai. The metrics was also not properly calculated. By the time I left, we were in the 98% plus range. So that gives you and those customers would not let us go. We would never lost a customer with that sort of delivery consistency and support consistency. Secondly is zero defects. We have to deliver a defect-free product system. That is what we miss at times. It has to be consistent also. ऐसा नहीं कि एकदम बढ़िया दे दिया एक दिन, the next day it is a quality problem. So we have to be consistent in our quality. Along with that, I will always focus on sustainability, safety in the plant, safety in our operations are extremely important. If we can just do these 3-4 things, our businesses will flourish. And I can assure you, I've been to hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of companies all over the world and in India and in recent times. And I can share with you, even the best of companies exporting and doing well in India are not consistent in their delivery, not consistent in their quality, not consistent in their plant operations. And these 2-3 things, they're not lean. And the disadvantage when you're not lean or you're not cost efficient, you're going to be not profitable or your profits are going to be lower. So that's why focus on lean, TPM, the areas which Kaizen events, every day try and make some improvements, which most companies don't do. That, and this is the SMEs I'm talking need to do it. But big companies do it, don't do it separate. We as SMEs need to focus on this. If you are able to do that, I'm betting my life on it, we'll all perform. And I've got a live example. I've just, with all my global experience, I've now become a small entrepreneur, also as one of the things I do. And it was an existing company, we've shifted into a new entity. And the last 1 year, we made changes in the report, in the information. So I have information on Excel. Nothing, no fancy ERP, but with Tally, and I got all the information that I needed on my fingertips. We've improved our quality, we've improved our on-time delivery, we've improved the plant. The plant was nice, now it's looking much better. And the amount of money I spent was maybe a few lakh rupees, nothing big, not spend anything fancy, but it just looks nice and appealing, and customers come in and walk in. Another example in life, real life example. If your plant and your operations and the way you present yourself is so good, your customer should walk in and just say, I want to do business with you guys, you're that good. That's all you need to do. I've had that experience. Whirlpool, Eaton, Electrolux, Home Depot walked into my plants in Pune and abroad in America and said, this is what we want. We want to work with you guys. We'll not let go of you. Yesterday, I went to meet the deputy managing director of one of my large MNCs, and we had a long discussion. They told me many of the things I'm doing good. They showed me many of the things I have to improve on. Then he said, what do you want? I said, I'm happy. Your relationship is good. You guys are so supportive. I just want more business. He said, वो तो आप पूछो ही मत. That is a question. आपने हमारा हाथ पकड़ा है, हमने आपका उंगली पकड़ा है. We'll grow. हम छोड़ेंगे ही नहीं आपको. We'll not let go of you. We'll grow. And that's a multi-crore account for me. So point I'm making is customers also are looking for good suppliers. So we become that in that category, we'll not lose, we'll always grow. So just that message from yesterday from a good customer. Another small thing, 2 more comments for all of us. A little bit of automation, a little bit of digitalization will make us stronger and more robust going forward. And it is not very costly to do these things. Definitely go into lean, TPM and Kaizen events is important. And last, 3, 4. So what you need is what is not in this room. You don't have diversity. We need diversity. And very often Indian manufacturing is like, how can I bring a lady into the plant? And I'm telling you, we brought hundreds of ladies into our plants, into a heavy duty engineering plant, and they did outstanding. I would just say to all of you, and I know it's more men here, and I know some of you might want to shoot me after this, but ladies do a much better job than men in terms of their dedication and in terms of their output. So just take that message from my experience of many, many years of watching how they perform. They're very sincere. So try and bring in a level of diversity into your operations. It will only bring you benefits. So keep that in mind as a message. I did it. We did it in my US operations were always diverse. But I had a lot of diversity, 30, 40, 50% ladies. But in India, we had close to zero. When I joined, people, you were there, I think. When I joined, you were there, right? So we had, I think in 3,500 people, we had less than 10 ladies, or 6 or 7 were in accounts. By the time I left, we had nearly 400 or 500 ladies I'm talking just in India, most of them in the shop, and all doing a great job. So with that, the end result, at least I've seen, if we can do this together, growth is there, profitability is there, profit margins are there, your costs go down, your quality goes up. And remember one thing, when you hit on-time delivery of that 95, 98%, my practical guarantee from many years of personal experience and from studies is customer आपको छोड़ेगा नहीं, आपका profit margin गिरेगा नहीं, because they will keep you, they will want to keep you, so they will not allow, they will not keep squeezing you downward. So that's a positive that we must keep in mind. Okay, so I have feedback. So this is my thoughts for the SME, but what I'd like to do is take a few minutes to give feedback to the rest of my colleagues from the banking industry, to SME chamber. I think there's a gentleman here from RAK for the free trade zone, does he come? So first I'll start with that. RAK is a place where I had manufacturing operations. So Russell Khaima is, and I'm not promoting him. They're just coming from me straight. Russell Khaima is a beautiful emirate and a nice place to, if you have to establish in the Middle East, I would say it's one of the nicer places. Very, very friendly. Dubai is also friendly, but Russell Khaima is very nice and unique in its own way. I spent several years there with my manufacturing operations when I was running them. I did have a chance to speak to some of our financial friends, but I would again like to say on behalf of the SME industry, and I'm also now part of that, is give us more friendly financial support. We get thrown with the rule book, and Mahesh has been witness to what I faced, and all I wanted was some working capital facilities, and no bank would give it to me without throwing the rule book at me and giving me 10 different things to how to do it. So if you make that easy, I believe SMEs can grow, can really flourish, but they need support from the industry. So that's my request. And whether it's working capital, whether it's better interest rates, come on. I know the borrowing cost of what it is, finance, and I know what the banks are charging us. That gap is not needed to be so big. And I was remembering my discussion through the SME chamber about 4 years ago when I was in US, and we had a conference with the banking sector with all the leaders, and I remember asking Ganeshkhind, at that time the chairman of SBI, to provide better working capital facilities to the SME chamber. And he said, yeah, I looked at it, and it was a VC, so there was not much I could do, but I'm again making that comment to all bankers: make your terms more reasonable, be supportive. SMEs will flourish from that. And I had a chance to speak to Mr. Ranganath also, and I said, do the same thing. Don't wait. Help out, even on the private sector side of banking. If in financial institution can come in and be supportive, it'll make a difference. I think it'll only help us grow. It's one major pain point among others for the SME. I would say the same for SME chamber. I've known them for 15, 20 years. Siddhakanji and Mahesh are great friends. I've known Sakshi for a long time. I'd only say they're great champions of SMEs, but I always keep pushing them and tell them, do more for SME. I mean, they're great supporters, they do a lot of things, but I would say, how do they help us? And I'm being very open. He helped me get the banking facilities I needed, but I still believe I went to him and I got that help. But if somebody doesn't know Mahesh, doesn't know SME chamber, how will they get it? So I'm asking all the concerned people here, provide more support to SME. Take SME Chamber's help. I'm asking SME Chamber, you support us more in terms of better facilities from a financial point of view. Give everybody more support from a marketing access point of view, customer contact. I don't remember the number, but I think we have got 30,000 or 50,000 members. I should know the number very well. I'm just thinking that's a market which all of us should have access to. And I'm asking him to open that up for everybody. If we can interact with those SME members of his, we could do great business. That's an area which I would ask him to provide much more access to. And training, the one area which is missing today is training. And for all of you, I would say, as you grow, you will need to skill up and train your people. To help do that, that's one thing I didn't mention before, but I'm again mentioning now and again. SME or anybody can do that. So I just want to leave you with the thought that these are areas that I think we need help on, and it's available in our own ecosystem. And not that I love the government, but I'm saying we don't need to wait for the government for this. We've got it with our own ecosystem. Our own friends can help us do it if they want to do it, and still be very profitable. So leave you with that comment. So again, thank you very much, and much appreciate you coming today, and wish you all the very best. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for your insights on the SME sector. You have witnessed SMEs, you have witnessed large corporates, you have witnessed MNCs. My question is for you is, see, there are SMEs are doing a great job. They are helping the industry, creating the jobs, economically supporting to the nation. But transition, if you see the transition period from micro to small, small to medium, and medium to large, they took almost, some companies took almost 8 to 10 years. Yeah. So how they can reduce that time? Because एक टाइम पे क्या होता है कि स्टैगर्ड पोजीशन आ जाती है. चलो ठीक है, मैं यार 10 15 20 25 करोड़ का 25 करोड़ के ऊपर क्या होता है? अगर आप बैलेंस शीट देखोगे तो 25 करोड़ के ऊपर ग्रोथ ही कुछ होता नहीं है. हार्डली 2 3 4% 5% ये ग्रोथ हो जाता है. सो जो एक्सपोनेंशियल जब ग्रोथ होती है, how do you address this, and how SME should address this issue? If you could throw some light on this, it would be great. Yeah, please.
So again, a great question and a very simple answer, and you're going to laugh after I give you this answer, but trust me, it is the only answer. If you're willing to grow, if you have the mindset of a warrior, you will succeed. हम लोग कभी डर जाते हैं. We're not able to move beyond. And I'm going to give you a real life example. I wasn't planning to, but I'll give you. The company that I'm now a co-founder of, which has now become a private limited, was existing before I came on. It was smaller. We've just decided we're going to double the turnover. We're going to take a more aggressive approach, and we're going to do that. And first we streamlined all the processes, we did everything. So we're in that phase of just finishing it. This month, we will have done everything that we wanted to do. Improve design, improve quality, improve our processes, put the right people in place. ये महीने में after 8-10 months it is happening. So with that, we're very confident we can grow double and then keep doing more on that. So market is there, customers are there. That I can assure you. So to your question, and for all of you, if we say करना है तो हो सकता है. I'm not saying it's going to happen overnight, but it's possible. So first, the mindset of growth, mindset of good quality, mindset of supporting customers. If we have that, it will help us a lot. Yes, we need support. Again, I keep saying the support from the ecosystem for all of them is required. All of us is required, and that is missing. So again, I go back to ask all of you, if that support is available, I can guarantee practically that many of them will do much better. They will grow. They'll have the support. What I asked, I was talking to Mr. Rangan. He said, "I'm the last." Oh, you don't mind if I say it? He said, "I'm the last leg of support. I'm there to support the SME." Then why are you the last leg? Why you can't be the first leg? Why can you not be like the other banking institutions? All of them will benefit. All of us will benefit. I'm hoping to keep influencing his mindset to think of him to be in the first line to help everybody. I don't know if that helps or not, but I can expand upon this, but that's really what I believe. Just continuously wanting to grow and improve. Small things which are important, the mindset of cost, control cost. I have the unique advantage of being born in Scotland, so I've got Scottish background of being very conjuice. Then I'm Gujarati, so I'm even more conjuice. Holding on to your money, holding tight on your expenses. That doesn't mean don't spend where you need to spend for development, but be very tight on the money. Cost control, I've noticed people do. That's why if you notice, I made a comment to you. I made improvements in the plant, made it एकदम beautiful है. खर्चा बहुत कम किया, बहुत ही कम किया, but it looks nice, really nice. It's absolute 5S clean. I mean, for those of you who are focused on 5S, which I am, it's my life. On a level of 5S, I'm at 4.4, 4.5. This is not bad. It's pretty at the high end of cleanliness and sorting and everything together. I don't know if that helps you.
Thank you. Any question for you?
Yes, sir.
I insist on the sustainability of automation part in concern with the scalability. Mindset is good. Everything want to scaling up. Now 25 CR to 250 CR business model totally changes. And then sustainability, especially automation fields. I'm just introducing myself, Santosh Oswal. I'm the first person in the world who have used a mobile phone for crop management 25 years back. And brand Nano Ganesh. Okay. So I'm experiencing this part. If business models are totally changing and how to address that, what Mahesh has asked, considering sustainability in automation.
So, so I just make sure I understand you. When you say sustainability, you mean the continuity of the growth in term. When you say sustainability, you really mean from your music, your sound system is bad, huh? Guys. Who's controlling it? Who's the controller? Can I put it off? Is my voice audible? Yeah. Good. So I'm in well. So my point is sustainability. I'm making sure I understand your. You mean the continuity of growth by sustaining it. Sustain. Okay, clear. Very simple. If you are doing the right things at 25 crores, in terms of basic processes, basic everything, and then as you keep growing, your mind. So I'm giving you an example. At 25 crores, till then I'm clear I will use Tally. When I go beyond for 25, 30 crores, I'm clear I'll have to take up a mid-sized but a little costly ERP system. So you keep planning ahead for the exponential growth in terms of what you need to add. Today, I'm giving you a small example. Thank you. And I'm giving you a very pet. Today at 20, in a smaller number, I will manage the lean, the Kaizen, some training at my own end. When I go beyond 25 crores, I will look for industry experts to come in and help my team because now the team is bigger. I need better training. I need better processes in the company. So that continuity of growing from one level to another with add-ons to sustain you at each level. It's like a staircase. आप 25 करोड़ से 50 के लिए क्या करोगे? 50 से 100 के लिए क्या करोगे? 100 से 200 के लिए. The add-on will come. The add-on will come to you because your mindset is clear. मुझे grow भी करना है, improve भी करना है, profitability भी लाना है. You will add on the right things at the right time. For example, taking your question further, as you grow, at 25 crores, you will have a simple, as an example, gantry crane. When you become 50 crores, you might put in a more costlier EOT crane. As you go to 100 crores, you will add on some digitalization in the system. You'll have sensors in to monitor all your machines. Why can you do that? Because now, and I'm just taking a number, at 100 crores, you have the profit available now. थोड़ा और ज़्यादा रुपया है आपके पास पे, so that you can invest in growing the business and improving it and scaling it to manage for that respective growth. That's all you need to do. I'm doing that. I've done it before also. So it's graduated investment into the right things at the right time. So that's a way. Thank you.
Any question?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Sir, you mentioned about the training to the manufacturing industries or training to the employees. I'll just add something to it. Yesterday, Mr. Chandrakant Salunke, who is the founder and president of the SME Chamber of India, we had a meeting with chairman and managing director of L&T, SNS. Yeah, SNS, yeah. So, the same question arises there also. So, they have extended us their facilities, training facilities for the SME chamber, and they have made available that facility to us, which is in Mumbai. Yeah. So, if you need some sort of extra, you can say extraordinary, or you need further informations on this, you can get in touch with us. We will definitely connect with the right expertise from the field, from the L&T. And thank you very much, Toshi sir, for your kind words. Now, moving ahead, I would like to invite Mr. Sanak Das, AGM SIDBI. Pune will discuss on the SIDBI schemes for SMEs, SME finance, providing valuable information on financial support available for SMEs to fuel their growth. Mr. Das has been staunch advocate for SME financing, and his address will share the light on various schemes and incentives that SIDBI has implemented to support the SMEs. Over to you, Mr. Das.
Good morning all. My name is Sanak Das. I'm AGM at Pune City branch. So I have a 17 years of experience in SME financing, and we are the front runners in SME financing in India with a dedicated institution of Government of India formed under the Act of Parliament. So we are specialized and we consider the front runners in the, delivering the finances to SME, and as well as we are brainchild for the organizations like CGTMSE, SBCL and IHTSL. All these are the brainchild of SIDBI. So as you all know this, what CGTMSE plays a role in extending the finance to MSMEs which lack in collateral securities. So this is a brief presentation on of SIDBI. So SIDBI being a principal financial institution for MSME formed under the Act of Parliament on 2nd April of 1990 for promoting the financing and development of MSMEs in India. So this is being the first organization in India who at the time when it was formed, so there was a little skeptical, banks a little skeptical in extending the finance to MSMEs, where SIDBI was formed with a dedicated view and focus for promoting the SME sector in India. So these are the main activities of SIDBI. Institutional financing, that we also finance to banks, NBFCs, MFI that are being extended to indirectly to MSMEs. So we also develop the MSME ecosystem, not only limited to only financing. We also involved in direct financing for customers, subsidiaries and associates. We have many subsidiaries and associates. Cluster development is one of our focus areas also, and venture funds. So SIDBI's finalization, basically we can you can see that we can segregate in two basic fields. One is startup or greenfield financing, where the promoters start from the scratch, and after that whosoever is already into manufacturing or in MSME sector, so we also extend financing to them. So these are the two main focus areas of SIDBI, greenfield and startup financing. So under the greenfield also, we can also go for the capex, including land, building, machinery, all starting from the scratch, as I told earlier, and also OPEX loans for operations, also working capital funding. So SIDBI offerings basically focus the project financing holistic approach to access the project. We are the have the expertise in assessing the project and also helping the promoter, like MSMEs. Generally, they lack the expertise in preparing the project report and delivering the project in their proper way. So we also guide them properly. So the holistic approach to assess the project, respective project items to be understood and tailor fit. Promoter margin based financing also comes under that. Cost calls can also be considered from land acquisition to electrification of the set or POP. One product of the financing is the Stapan. The capex funding scheme is for Stapan is there for SIDBI. So and on the OPEX thing, working capital financing, the working capital offering is there. So the major flagship scheme which our SIDBI currently running is the speed scheme, a machinery financing scheme. Under this scheme, we take up financing on 100% financing basis. On the whatever the invoice value will be there, we take up that invoice value as a complete financing loan is extended to the promoters without any promoters margin. The promoters margin can only be kept as an FD without any additional collateral. So generally what happens in commercial banks, you give your share and bank give their share. Apart from that, bank seek some additional collateral for extending the finance. So what SIDBI has devised is the thing that we treat your contribution as a collateral that has been kept as a FD with us. So that is also interest bearing. During the time loan tenure comes at the 50% of the tenure. In general, we have seen that the FD amount will be cumulative amount and the loan amount will be almost like equal. So in general, what happens now in that process, you are basically subsidizing your own cost of fund with that funding without giving any additional collateral to bank. So this is the repayment period is also extended up to 7 years. And the STEP scheme is there, has a working capital term loan is being extended. Short to medium term working capital funding is extended. Capital based MPVF is being considered. Whether you are banking with any other bank or not is immaterial to us. We extend working capital term loans to the firms. So with a 36 months of tenure to 2 crores. Recently, SIDBI has launched a digital offering that lets express stream with a straight through process without any intervention. As soon as you submit your application, you will get an acknowledgement with a specific rate of interest, the processing fee, the tenure, all these things will be written, and you will get a in principle sanction on your inbox. So that will be the state of art scheme in the banking parlance in India. So under this scheme, generally we take into account your GST returns, bank statements, ITR returns, all these things are taken into account, and we give a consolidated rating. The system will, as you submit the application, system will, some algo is there, and system will recalculate all the accessibility and give you a sanction in principle at the time of the click of the button. Under the SWIFT scheme, we also extend the overdraft facility. That is also a straight through process, STB, we call it STB facilities. The loan up to 300 crores for the farms having vintage of 3 years and should not have any existing working capital facility. So under this scheme, the existing 3 years of vintage is required. Arjana scheme is a dedicated scheme for women entrepreneurs with a 50% of stake in the entity. So loan up to 300 crores, 300 lakhs is being extended to the farms. And the best part of the scheme is that the CGTMC fee is being, the scheme is covered under CGTMC fee, and the fee is being shared by SIDBI. So to promote the women entrepreneurs, SIDBI has devised and brainchild this scheme. So where we share the burden of the cost of the loan with the promoters. Identically, on SAT scheme is there for the SC/ST promoters who is having a 51% stake in the entity. Where the loan, the same as the case in Arjana, the same is the case with the SAT scheme, where up to 300 lakhs of loan is being extended to the unit. Here the best part is that incentivization of 0.5% of the principal outstanding based on the track record. So as you go along with the repayment of the loan, so if your loan repayment is satisfactory, SIDBI extend a 0.5% of incentivization to the promoters of SC/STs under the SAT scheme to so that they can be promoted for the better repayment track record and give a good financial track record, healthy finance track record. And this is a green finance scheme. SIDBI has been in focus for upgradation of the technologies for the promoters. SIDBI is the front forerunner for the extending the financial assistance to the green financing scheme, adopting the green technologies. So we have earlier we have also partnered with JICA France and GFW of Germany and all the multinational organizations for getting the better technologies for the MSMEs. So under this scheme, we extend around 20 crores of funding to MSMEs and 50 crores to service sector entrepreneurs. Promoters margin will be 20%, as against the industry norm of 25%. We consider 20% on the project cost. Maximum 10 years will be extended for the repayment period. Eligible borrower is existing as well as greenfield, like Stapan scheme, greenfield schemes are being promoted. Under this scheme also, greenfield units being promoted. RESCOs, ESCOs, EPC companies, vendors, and any other or MSME supply demand side, green value chain, all are covered under this scheme. This is now a scheme which generally have a big ticket size loans or big ticket size projects that's been covered under this scheme. This is this scheme, solar PV models of financing that has been promoted by SIDBI for last around 7 to 8 years. So under this being the captive model as well as non-captive model, they both are promoted, widely adopted borrower, consumer, MSME, self-consumption. Like a lot of the state governments, they are encouraging for net metering. So those are covered under this scheme. So we promote and encourage the customers to go for the solar rooftop plants. So under the captive model, Even of that, so RESCOs for open access, like Government of Maharashtra is promoting the open access solar parks. So those are also promoted under this scheme. These are the new product, this new product in our bouquet of schemes. These are cash flow based financing for defense sector. These are the recently last year this is launched this scheme. Under this scheme, this MSME is supplying products and services to armed forces, DPSUs and DRDOs or related sectors that has been targeted for this under this scheme. Limits shall be up to 20 crores linked to work order and value and MPVF. This is working out, basically working for us. Generally what happens in defense sector, the payment cycle is more. Generally we get the payment in around 6 months or more time, or 9 months suppose, or depending on your contract value and deliverable timelines. So under this scheme, we have taken into account of this thing, and we extend the generally working capital facility up to 20 CR based on your contract value. Eligibility criteria shall be linked to vintage, life cycle stage, as I told that based on the contract tenure and all value, order execution capabilities, these are being assessed by the SIDBI. Security, the loan shall be secured by primary, they generally charge on the stock and book debts or pari passu for working capital banker if existing is there. Collateral will be 30% SIDBI FDR, CHMC cover, all are taken into account for assessing and extending the facility to the defense sector. Because in general, defense sector, MSMEs in defense sector, they found it very difficult to get a financing from the banks, given the fact that they give that payment cycle is more than 6 months. So that is the main bottleneck in getting finance from the defense sector. So also the new scheme has been launched for modernization of hotels, healthcare and warehouses. They are under the MORE scheme. So under this scheme, MSME is operating in hospitality, tourism, healthcare, warehouse, BPOs, ITES, all are covered under this scheme for modernization and operating of organization. Term loan up to 5 crores, up to 80% financing, like 20% will be promoter's margin and 80% will be SIDBI's funding. Tenure up to 8 years, the moratorium up to 12 months. So the SIDBI has taken into account that in being a hotel industry, it takes the gestation period is more, not like MSME is having off the shelf machine will be bought. So that takes time to get the implement the project in hotel sector. So that's why moratorium period has been extended as a 12 months under this scheme and tenure up to 8 years. So minimum 3 years operation with cash margin, cash profit is required for the last 3 years. Rate of interest will be MCLR driven. So the one scheme which is the unique for SIDBI as on date is the MSME gift scheme, green investment and financing for transformation. Under this scheme, SIDBI offers 2% interest subvention, 2% interest subvention for loans up to 2 crores per MSME unit. All the MSMEs registered under Udyam registration, both in manufacturing service sector, are covered under this scheme. Both brownfield and greenfield, all are eligible. MSME promoters should not be appearing in various default or least. MSME units should not be defaulted to any other lenders. Benefit are the focus areas, as you can see that 2% per annum interest subvention is being reimbursed annually. So that this scheme is valid till 31st March 2026. So up to 5 years of interest subvention will be extended. For example, you are getting a 2 crores of loan, 2% interest subvention will be there up to 5 years per annum. So maximum period is 5 years for the loan, sanctioned up to 31st March 2026. As I told you earlier, the scheme validity is 31st March 2026. So risk sharing facility also being extended under this scheme. Partial risk credit up to 70% of the loan, up to 2 crores to MSMEs. Guarantee fee structure in line with CGTMSE ranges from 0.55% to 1.2%, 10% concession for MSE owned by women, SC, ST entrepreneurs, those in Northeastern region and aspirational districts. So this is a scheme which is generally not for the large units, generally for small and micro and small enterprises. So up to 2 crores of loan is being covered under this scheme. So this is why SIDBI is there. So some pointers are there help to finalize the project. We generally don't only limit us to only assessing the project. We also help to finalize the project report and projects, engage in with selecting the right asset at the right time, finance the assets in line with other lenders. So we don't have any issue with that. You have other lenders on your balance sheet. So we go hand in hand with other lenders. So generally what happens in the industry is that whoever is financing to you, they generally have a reservation that no, we should take over all the assets and all your financing should be taken care by us. So we don't have those such kind of issues. Working up to term loan over and above the WC limits also getting extended by SIDBI. Need-based second-hand machinery also financing we take into account. So in second-hand machinery, we don't hesitate in getting the second-hand machinery because we understand that the cost is the major criteria, major hurdle for the MSME. So if you get a better machine at a right price, be it a second-hand, be it a first-hand, so you will be you are the best just to decide what the funding is required and which technology is required. So based on your judgment, we support you. Needs paperless digital GST invoicing financing scheme. Also, GST Sahay has been launched by SIDBI. That the GST invoice financing scheme has been digital tool has been launched where 50 lakhs being financed to per unit. Limit will be sanctioned, automated limits will sanction. Reduce the overheads through technology upgrade and R&D adoption of a newer renewable resources. Support export through financing. EU is having product in USP with insertion year end. So one export oriented scheme is there, Ubarte Sitare scheme is there. So under that scheme, we generally promote the export oriented units. Support export through use tailor-made produce for women entrepreneurs, SC entrepreneurs to Arjun and Saath. Evolve with new product cash defense scheme and digital process to have seamless access to transparency. These are the major schemes of SIDBI. Apart from that, many other schemes are there. We also extend the working capital limit, working facilities with other banks platform like IDBI and Yes Bank platforms, since SIDBI is not a commercial bank. So that thing also extended by SIDBI. And apart from that, bill discounting, so the bank guarantees there, LC we used to give LC limits also there. So these are the main schemes are there of SIDBI. Thank you. Any questions?
Hi, Mr. Dasai. Your presentation has been very good, and thank you for providing an overview of multiple avenues of opportunities that an SME sector can opt for financing and all. But I have a little disconnect, and maybe it's not directly to you, but the disconnect is little. Go back to your. Can you go back to the last slide before thank you, and then initial where you mentioned about we are there to help project finalize the project and all, right? Helps to finalize the project. Now there is this disconnect vis-a-vis the criteria that SIDBI puts across. So this helps to finalize the project is a stage where the SME is at an operate or a conceptual stage, right? It's a conceptual stage where you are exploring and new budding entrepreneurs are exploring the stage of business avenues. They have an idea and they want to do something. Now Shark Tanks gets popular because you have a criteria which says 3-year operating profit and 3 years of commissioning. Now isn't it contradictory to the requirement? Now I understand, it's not that I'm not putting across, but Shark Tank gets more popular where government initiatives are still very lucrative. They give away their equities and all, but we are defeating the purpose of entrepreneur, SME or such opportunities are not going to the right people. Tell me one, the house is full of startups and entrepreneurs. With 3-year operating profit and, running businesses, they will come to SIDBI and various opportunities for expansion. But it's the first 3 years where they are struggling for finances. It's first, and Joshi sir, you are there, and it's that period where hand-holding is required. A baby steps, you need a father to hand-hold the kid, right?
Yes.
I think maybe there is this is not the right forum. You can't, to an extent, you can't influence. But I couldn't help myself in terms of, I waited till last. Then the first line helps to finalize the project. I think as an again today first being the budget thing, a lot of maybe at a government level governance also we need to relook at certain steps.
So just to tell one thing, now sir, you have only focused on the schemes which are targeted for the existing running units. We are also going for the greenfield startup schemes. Whosoever is going for from starting from the scratch also, we do finance them. The basic thing, since you have mentioned about Shark Tank, the basic difference about Shark Tank and SIDBI is that we are a term lenders, we are debt financiers. We are decisions of our lending is based on your projected cash flows. There should be a cash flow. We are not going for any ideas which are being budding and which are not market ready.
I understand what you're
That
saying.
is the basic difference from the equity funders, venture funders. We are debt lenders. That is the basic difference. I should flag it. So it is not like that we don't finance greenfield units who are starting from the scratch. Whosoever has having a work experience in their own field and wanting to set up their own into own enterprise, we do promote them. We are not limiting to that.
Lisa, thank you so much.
Yes, sir. Yes.
I just thought of one idea. As the SME chamber has 30,000 to 50,000 existing install base. If a SME wants to sell a second-hand machine, do we have any platform where he can? This is after he buys a machine.
Yes.
But one step ahead, when he wants to sell a machine or he wants to upgrade a machine, if something site is there where he can put up and both SME can connect to each other, it can make life of a SME more easier. What I feel.
For that, that question is dedicated to the marketplace. Basically, we have to create a market. For that reason, also SIDBI, if you go to SIDBI side, we have entered in MOU with Capsimize. One firm is there, that Capsimize, that generally connects your seller and buyer. It is not only about machines, even for orders also, businesses also. That has been done by SIDBI and Capsimize MOU there with SIDBI. So that is being extended by them. So SIDBI is not only about financing, it is also promoting. That's why we have already done that.
Very nice. Thank you.
Yeah. So SIDBI has done multilateral MOUs. Are there many organizations there? We have there RXL farm. You must be aware that SIDBI NSE joint venture is there for RXL for invoice discounting, factoring all. That is there on the online portal. Apart from that, SIDBI has its GST Sahaya is also there. So SIDBI has left no stone unturned for development and supporting the MSMEs. Whatever possible, we are doing that. Yes, sir.
A question is not related
Yeah.
to what you presented.
Please.
So there is a platform called Dreads, right?
Trades. Yes. Trades is there.
Yeah, it's for invoice-based financing that you
Yes.
provide. Just wanted to ask that there are any APIs, for example, any startup who has a lot of vendors and they want to procure these loans and they want to get these loans based on the invoicing they are giving it to the other companies or services they are giving. And we can integrate these APIs and we can give different lending rates or interest rate to these vendors. So kind of services available.
That's what I tell you, sir. We are currently in India. There is three platforms there. M1 is there, Trades is there, and RXL there. SIDBI is the part of RXL. SIDBI has floated that RXL along with NSE for invoice discount factoring. That is already there. We are the first in the market. Yeah. Thank you.
Just wanted to add to your answer. See, apart from these lending institutions, there are other platforms also. Like if you see the Billmart, yeah. So SME Chamber has tied up with the Billmart for the requirement of the MSME sector. So I'll give you just a little bit background of the Billmart. So what Billmart is doing, when you supply to your buyer and you need the immediate payment of your bill, so they do the assessment and they do take a call and they fund you against your invoice. So domestic bill discounting is also available over there. So if you need some more information or some MSMEs, they require these kind of supports, they can approach to the chamber. Okay, and
Again, the one company who is providing services to these vendors, right?
yeah,
There will be interest rates which will be fixed.
no,
Or will be,
no, there are 30 lending institutions on the platform.
They generally quote for your.
So they generally what do? They take your invoice, they float your invoice to the 30 lending institutions according to your requirement, who is the right person, who is the right institutions, and they give that is almost 1 or 2 days. Yeah. 48 hours you can say. So within 48 hours they will give the reply, okay, these are the criteria, these are the terms and conditions, and on these terms and conditions we are, these are the options we can lend you. So technology has taken over, you can say.
Everything.
And obviously, see, he was mentioning about the startups. Yeah. If you see, there are the other institutions also, bankers are also very proactive to lend the startups. Yeah. We have taken an initiative with the State Bank of India a couple of years back. And after the COVID, there are, I think so, 3 or 4 startup branches has started by the State Bank of India, only funding for the startups. So if you have the innovative idea, if you have the, you can show your caliber to them, yeah, they can lend you. And there is no criteria कि भाई चलो ठीक है मैं 1 करोड़ कर दूंगा 2 करोड़ कर दूंगा. They are lending. Apart from that, they have an ecosystem where they have PE, VC funds and others also, other stakeholders, yeah, at their premises where you can take your file, give it to them. One window system जो की है, वो one window system वहाँ पे available है. So these are the things what people are not aware about it. Yeah.
Awareness
So
is the main
when
thing.
you will come on this platform like SME Chamber of India, whenever we do some sort of knowledge sharing forums, people should interact, people should attend. Yeah. Then only you will come to know. हम कितना करेंगे? क्या? हम 1 मेल भेजेंगे, 2 मेल भेजेंगे, 10 मेल भेजेंगे, लोग बोलेंगे यार बोर कर रहा है, चलो डिलीट मार दो इसको. बट उसके पीछे जो मेहनत है, उसके पीछे जो ये इंटेल है, वो कोई देखता नहीं है. क्या? जब क्या होता है कि खुद के पैर पे जब कुराड़ी आ जाती है, तब बोलोगे कि नहीं यार अभी मुझे कुछ ना कुछ इसका सोल्यूशन ढूंढना पड़ेगा. यार खुद के पैर पे कुराड़ी आनी नहीं चाहिए, उसके लिए पहले से ही आप तैयार रहो ना. So anyways, thank you sir, thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah. Please give a big round of applause to him. Now I will invite Mr. Rangnath Nadella, founder of Your Cash, to address C2C digital lending and borrowing platform, showcasing innovative solutions for peer-to-peer lending and borrowing.
We are the portfolio of Bharat Capitals, Your Cash. I'm the founder, CEO. My name is Rangnath Nadella. We wanted to democratize interest rates, and we are based out of UK. And this is my profile. I work for these companies as an SAP consultant, and all of them are billion-dollar companies. I have a background in financial consolidations. I have background in group reporting and management reporting and financial applications. So with this knowledge, with maintaining multiple SAP systems at multiple clients, I have decided to create a financial platform for every one of us. So what is the problem? What is that I wanted to do? Here is the problem. If you see, the bankers are making the margin on you. So how much? Somebody has shared me this on the LinkedIn profile that HSBC is making around $4,500 per customer. And in the neobanks, they started making around $40. Both of them are the banks. Absolutely no difference. But bankers are making margin on you. Okay? What's the problem there? Banks are there for serving us. Why should we worry about bringing a new digital platform? If you see, why the borrowing costs are mounting? Is it because of high interest rates? Why the returns on savings is poor? Is it due to increased costs? I've given the breakdown there. How can you revitalize the economy? And I'm a migrant going from India to UK. Now I'm coming back. Banks doesn't want to lend to me because I'm a nomad. They don't see me as a credit profile. They wanted to submit my credit profile from the UK, but still they don't want to lend me. And the same thing, people going from India to abroad. They don't have any credit history. They are not welcomed, and then you don't find the credit availability. So these are the problems I took up as a challenge, and then I am proposing a solution wherein you are in charge of your finances. This is the current solution I am proposing. What do we see? So traditional banking route, everybody is banking with banks, and your data is held in the bank database. Your accounts, loan accounts, credit cards, whatever it is. And banker is making the margin, right? Nothing wrong in that. And then shareholders are benefiting. How many of you are holding bank shares? Just a question. See, very few, right? Banking with banker, but you are not holding the bank shares. I am proposing a new solution, Your Cash, which will fall under NBFC P2P route, peer-to-peer. So here, I am providing a case study wherein Ram, who is having 1 lakh rupees, can lend 40,000 to Lakshman, and Lakshman can lend 20,000 to Bharat. In doing so, Ram is setting his own interest rates, Lakshman is setting his own interest rates, and Bharat is setting his own interest rate. If you do the same transaction with the banker is charging you at 18%. And for the savings, they are not going to give more than 6.5. And we are here following the central bank base rate like RBI and not allowing them to choose any interest rate beyond 12%. So potentially, you're saving interest, you're earning interest. How? I'm going to show you on the next slide. So, a bit more about our platform. We are going to do the KYC using the Aadhaar, give you the user ID, and once you complete your bank details and everything, we would give you a borrower ID as well to borrow money. And if you complete your borrowing details and provide your asset information, we can give you the lending. So it means you as a consumer can be both borrower and lender simultaneously. And everybody know the current base rate is 6.5 unless until it is changed yesterday. And these are the multiple products we wanted to launch in the UK going forward. The flagship product would be Your Cash, which is lending and borrowing between two consumers living in same taluka or a mandal, right? That's one thing. Second thing, the borrower doesn't know who the lender is. Borrower doesn't know who the lender is. The money is moved between the bank accounts. We are not creating a new money. In fact, we are making use of existing money. And these are the multiple 13 products we wanted to launch covering different areas. I wanted to give a special attention to your MSME. So for MSMEs, you can submit your asset details. We would set your lending limit. Based upon your lending limit, we can set your borrowing limit as well. Now what you can do is, from the borrowing limit, you can make a request. I gave you a borrowing limit of say 50 lakhs. You can make a request, say I need 50,000 for today. Anybody can lend you 50,000. And then you are in charge of your terms and conditions. Either you can offer them interest only payments or EMI. You are in charge. How does it work out? What is behind it? If I show you the first line, you're banking with A and all is green. So it means Ram is holding money with the bank. It's Ram's money. And Lakshman, he's borrowing money. Everything is in red. So it means Lakshman is taking money from the bank. And Lakshman is also borrowing money. He's also having money. Everything is in green. It's with the bank. And Bharat is only borrowing money from the bank. Now, the first part of the thing, the first column, the principal is with the bank. The interest rate is set by the bank at 6.5. Lakshman is lending at 18%. Lakshman is again getting savings at 6.5. Bharat is borrowing at 18%. Now, if you do the interest amounts and do the max, bank is making a margin of 3,000 of lending 60,000. So, which is 7.5%. This is the banker's margin. Turn around, Your Cash. If Ram lends 40,000 to Lakshman and Lakshman lends his 20,000 to Bharat, now they are earning money. Overall, if Ram earns 8,300 apart from the bank and apart from the Your Cash, his savings rate is increased by 8.3%. And he is only risking 40K, 40,000 rupees. And his savings rate is 8.3. Lakshman is paying 3,000 as a borrowing cost. He is reducing borrowing cost by 7.5%. So if you deduct 18% minus 7.5, he is actually paying 10.5. Can you see any banker lending you at 10.5% unsecured? Anyone? Right. Bharat, who was paying at 18% or 24%, who is regarded as a high-risk customer, now is paying 13%. So it means reduced borrowing cost is nothing but your income. So you are able to spend and you are able to revitalize your economy. Here, I haven't created any new money, but I just repurpose the money what you have in your bank account. You can turn out to be a borrower when you are in need of money. You can turn out to be a lender when you want to earn money. One catch, as a borrower you paid interest to the bank. Banker is never going to pay you any interest when you deposit the same money back. So in this platform, you can earn your interest back. Whatever you have paid, you can pay yourself as well. Whether you pay to the government in name of taxes, or you pay to the banker in name of interest, it's the same. End of the day, you wanted to see money in your bank account to be able to make daily expenses. So this is my proposal. I've just covered some of the details. Going forward, we wanted to see the debt doesn't compound. Everybody is talking about compounding, but if you just take money, what is required, and then you pay off interest-only payments, your loan is not going to compound. But if a lender gets the interest and reinvests in another lender or another borrower, his money is compounded. So in a way, I'm reducing the debt burden. A simple max, how your cash can be profitable. You can say, hey, you got a digital platform, but how are you going to make money? Simple. When we lend, when we allow the transaction to make it happen, we are going to charge 1% to the depositor, 1% to the lender. Together we make 2%. And if an average amount is to be 50,000 as per the RBI regulations, then it is 1,000 rupees. We are having 6,975 mandals or talukas in India. If we do 2 transactions per day, that comes around 400 crores or 500 crores, 448 crores. That's our revenue. So using this, we should be able to fund our platform. And these are the figures I'm just quoting because we wanted to launch in multiple markets. So this is the market size and these are the revenues, and we only touching about 10.4 million customers across all the 4 major currencies. I think it's doable. How is that we are able to come this far? Until 2014 or 15, it was not possible. With the launch of Kubernetes, it's a digital platform which is powering all these things, and we have integrated all these tech stack into our platform, and these guys alone raised around 54 million to build their platforms. Now I've integrated all of them and created a Yourcash product for humankind to use it. And we are open in beta. I wanted users to sign up and then start using the product, give us your provided feedback so that we can fine tune things. There are still some nitty-gritty details we are still working. We should be able to go live once we are licensed with RBI. Any questions? Yes, please.
How I can select to whom borrower? Can I select a borrower, or it is given by the system? Point number 1. And point number 2, how much risk I carry? Suppose if I lend 5 lakh rupees, I carry that 5 lakh rupees risk, or how it
Right.
will?
So this is the platform you're seeing straight away, the product there. So it is live. So I'm giving you as a borrowing limit, I'm giving you as a lender limit. Now it's up to you. We would show you drop down amounts from 5,000 to 50,000. Now you select your 50,000, we will automatically give you an interest rate, say 8%. Then you're submitting the request with, say, I wanted interest only. So now if a lender wanted to issue you the loan, he has to select the same thing and then match you, and we will move the money from your lender bank account to your bank account. Then we will show you the accounting. So account receivables and account payables.
But tomorrow, if he does not pay, suppose if I have lended 50,000 and he does not pay, so then
we will go through we will create a judicially tenable agreements, lending agreements, which are enforceable by the courts. And even if the person dies, at some point of time, you will be able to claim on his property, whatever it is. In absence of that, we would buy the credit agreement for you, and then we will pay you back. And we will do the debt collection in the background. Bharat Capital will take care of it.
Oh, very nice.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The limit of 50,000 is per lender?
Per lender, yes. Lender, per lender, you are exposed to one person by not more than 50K. That's the guidelines from the RBI. But
I can have like hundreds of lenders on your platform.
no problem, no problem. So the maximum exposure to a borrower is 50,000. That's it. You may have 1 crore, but you have to find 200 borrowers to lend from you, right? So in this process, what we are saying is, okay, submit an application, we will take care. If nobody is taking care of you, Bharat Capitals will take care of you. Can you repeat your question, sir?
How is the liability like joint and several, or it's just limited up to the what is the
I didn't understand you.
liability, sir?
Liability. Ah, okay, okay. So you are doing, RBI doesn't allow us to take securities, right? It's an unsecured lending, right? So you can make a request and somebody is paying you the money, right? You be responsible, you take care of the system, system will take care of you, right? So we are bringing quite a lot of products. One is Medcare, wherein you can secure the whole your history, right? Sir.
So, if suppose I log in onto your platform, right? So, how do you, number one, assess that, what should be the lending limit or the borrowing limit?
We will give you default limits, human needs, right? So, how much you need to survive as a human, depending upon your qualification or whatever it is. For me, I need 1 lakh or 2 lakhs. For someone, it is 10,000, right? Depending upon their income, we would give you the default limits. So, they can happily spend that money, do their work, earn that asset back.
So, can I also use that money for my purpose?
Yes, absolutely.
At what price?
So, you are deciding at what price you wanted to borrow the money. You can't go beyond 12%. The banker is making 24%, 36%, 48%. Right?
So, so let's come to a practical
Yeah.
example. For example, on an unsecured loan, personal loan today, banks may charge up to 70-60%.
Yeah.
And if I'm a customer today, I go onto your platform. So, what is that benefit I see in terms of pricing variation?
You won't get charged by more than 13%, I would say. 1% for the platform and 11% to the lender. So you won't get charged by more than 12%. For the lender, we are charging 13%. For the borrower, we are charging 13%. For the lender, it is 11%. So, end of the day, interest is calculated at 12%, but you will have to pay us the 1% to get your money back, right? So, we are charging 1% there and 1% here. So, as such, the lender will get 11%, the borrower get 13%. That's the max.
So, you're saying the capital cost is 1%?
Capital cost is 1%. Yes, 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 yes. And you can, in fact, earn it back.
So, one question.
Yeah, sure.
So, lender part is okay, but who is borrowing? Is there any credit history or check done for that person? Because I just have a limit of some amount which I am ready to lend. But the person who is buying, I don't know that person.
Right.
And so if he's, if he's a continuous defaulter, I will not know, and I will not get my funds regularly. And in the end, it will go for proceedings, legal proceedings. So it will be a long affair, which is not suitable for the lender also and for the firm also.
Yeah.
So
We are here to protect the system. So as such, we would definitely come to rescue. We would buy your lending agreement and we will go against that particular borrower to recover it.
But then the RBI NPA norms will you will have to implement. So that is a very surfacey and all. It's a very long process.
No problem. We are there to take care. We are bringing up new application for that Bharat Exchange,
So,
wherein you can sell off your NPAs on top of it. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. One small announcement. There is a car number MH31KA 9773. Car number 9773 creating obstacle. If you could just park your car aside, that will be fine. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Now I would like to invite Mr. Fern Vora from Howlog. He is a co-founder and CEO. Over to you, Mr. Fern.
Yeah. Hi. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah. Hi. My name is Farhan Vora and I'm from Howlog. We are from Ahmedabad. We are a logistic tech company. We've started 1.5 years back and now we are working with more than 15 customers across India. I would like to introduce you to our one of logistics management platform. And how we are working with different industries, manufacturing segments, and optimizing the logistic operations. So the goal is very simple and very clear, and I would like to follow what Joshi sir said before, that no matter how great product that you build, you have your manufacturing figured out, but if your material get delivered on time, not before, not after, it has to be delivered on time, and logistic is part of your services now, whether you have your own fleets or you are procuring from market. So that's where there are key challenges that a lot of manufacturing companies are facing, and I would not go in details, but I want to highlight some of the points. A lot of companies are procuring this freight from third-party transport partners. So you do biddings, negotiation over phone calls, and a lot of applications are there. So multiple systems are there. There is no transparency or tracking availability of the fleets that are market-owned, and you are borrowing the services from third-party transport companies. If you go to your company, if you are the owner director and you have a logistic dedicated guy, you go and ask them. So I would refer this logistic guy as a friend we all have, that who always comes up late and have full of excuses. Like, where is my truck? I don't know. Where is my driver? I don't know. They took a different turn. And the data you ask, the prices you ask, it's not always available. They have the answer, but they don't have the right answer. The last point the other 2 points are the visibility on the purchase team. Again, purchase team who are completely dependent on your vendor side logistic, which you don't have control, you are not involved in the operation, but still you are facing problem in terms of visibility, where my goods is, where are they coming, when they will be, on my plant, and I'll be making sure that my inventory are placed on time. Then, and the last part is poor customer experience. So your customers are not always updated with the products that you are sending on time. So it left your plant, but it is not delivered on time. What will you do? So again, it ends up in poor customer experience. So this is something that we've developed over the year, and this is what it looks like. So we are end-to-end logistic management platform, take care of the 3 processes: the procurement part, the execution part, and the payment part. The procurement is again very 2 simple things. There is a planning and procurement activities. A lot of vendors will participate in real time, will give you the prices and the vehicle availability that you will have on time, on place. Second, the Indian allocation, that you are a large company and you have already contracted all the prices for the freight different location based on a different algorithms, that for a route or a client or a product size or a weight category, and then you will directly pass this intent to your vendors, and the vehicles incoming, the fleets incoming to your plant, so your location will be auto verified and will be updated in your system before they are arriving to your plant. There is a separate gate management activities that we are providing, where you can accurately measure turnaround time for each vehicle who are incoming and outgoing with the material loaded in the truck. The tracking and e-docs part, again, the GPS enabled trucks are there. Everybody will tell you that we have a GPS tracking, but the direct GPS access of that fleet or that vehicle you won't have directly that access. So you are always struggling with where my shipment is, where it's going to reach. And the ETA, all the time, ETA is not real time you will get. So there are different solutions we have implemented. We have integrated FASTag, SIM tracking, and different driver tracking applications that will track any vehicle that you are, any services that you are procuring from the market. And again, the freight payment and audit part, where a lot of companies are facing struggle in terms of verifying the prices that transporters are submitting invoice against. The PODs are not submitted on time. The GRN will not be generated on time. Then a lot of companies whose revenues are dependent on the subsidiary, where you don't submit the PODs or GRN, your revenue will get delayed, eventually affecting your payment cycle. So that is where we come up with the auto audited dashboard, where all the pricing will be auto verified and your finance team will have all the data on one place. This is how Holog works. As I said, that one friend who always comes up late and gives full of excuses, we put them in center, and we are giving them a system that will be connected to all of the stakeholders, including your sales team, purchase team, your finance team, your third-party stakeholders, your consignees, your clients, your suppliers or vendors who are providing you material. So specifically companies who are in a tier 2 space, where you are constantly in need of material, you need a purchase logistics, and you are constantly in need of supply transport services to supply your material to your clients. Mainly your customer could be OEMs or any other big manufacturer. And that is where we put our systems, and this is how it will be connect all of your stakeholder and will give you the output that you are looking for in your logistic operations. We have two products. Again, it's very simplified products. One shipper FMS system we give to company and different teams. It is accessible through our web platform and it's a cloud-based system. Another system is carrier TMS, where we give this system to transport partners and they will be in touch with you. They will provide all the information and data and services through this mobile application. And they will work collaboratively through across all the players part of the supply chain. There are some features I've mentioned over there: freight procurement, carrier network integration, ELR, EPOD. It will again rapid the process how GRN is generated currently in industry. Freight invoicing, control tower part. So the direct benefit that we are giving to our customers are 100% digital process. This sir said, if you grow above 25 CR to a 50 crore revenue, the next process is either you are looking for a training or upscaling, or you are adding more equipment, and then you go above 100 crore, you are looking for digitalizing the operation, because there are a lot of information and inefficiencies are there in between your teams. So logistic processes, we are automatic 100% starting from sales to the customer who is receiving the material. Eventually, with our systems, companies are able to reduce 12% freight cost that they are spending directly on procuring these freight services. We are reducing human effort, eventually reducing the time cycle from procurement to pay, starting from how the planning starts at the dispatch team and how the payment is released by the finance team. Again, purchase team who doesn't have any visibility of the incoming shipments, we give them without any input a dashboard which they can track all the incoming shipments. And all of this system combines and improving career performance by 35%, because we have a feedback mechanism. We are tracking their records, we are tracking their every activity that they are working with these companies. Some of the success stories I would like to present is that there are few categories that we would like to work. For example, what is your goal? Your goal is that I want to delight my customers. I want to give priority information to my customer regarding their shipments are coming. So we improve customer delight and we work on that. Your goal is I want to reduce my freight costs, and how we can integrate more carrier and we can make the negotiations and the pricing much better. So we give you the visibility, and that's how we impact the cost part. The cycle between how your carriers are responding to you, how they are providing you the services, how these services are on time, their efficiency and their performance, and based on that how these PODs are submitted real time, and this activity and these cycles are getting reduced and reduced once they start using our system. So this is one of the analysis that we did with one of our first customer, that yearly these companies make nearly 18,000 calls between logistics, sales, client, vendor, to just manage logistic operations. And we track that this are the number of calls are so high that we've decided that we want to reduce this number of call and automate the 100% process. So now we say that 90% your communication will be automated and system generated. Some of our customers are from different industry segment: plastic company manufacturing, machinery manufacturing, renewable companies, battery manufacturers, infrastructure companies. These are some of the companies who are using our software since last 1 year and have gained the results that I'm showing you here. How it works, that we come together, we sit, we understand what is your current workflow, how your logistics and services work. Then we give you the demo with your actual business use case, how it will work on our product, and we understand how it's going to work. Then we will discuss how the POC will look like, how pilot will be looking like. And once you are okay, then our fastest record is we've implemented our entire system across 6 facilities within 2 days. So that's how efficient we are. That's how easy our system it is. We train your team, we train your transporters within just 2 days, and by 3rd day your system will be up and running and handling the actual operations. And when we go continuous, you use our software, there will be optimizations, there will be enhancement that we will be providing based on the industry segment that we are working.
Unit or any offices, not only the manufacturing unit, but if you want to start your representative office there or any branch office in UAE, what kind of benefits you will get and what kind of duty-free things are there? Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Hello, good morning, everybody. Firstly, thank you all for joining us here. You've given us your precious time. Thanks a lot for that. So, I represent Ras Al Khaimah Economic Zone, which is fully owned by the government of Ras Al Khaimah. And joining me is my colleague Anuja. So, we are both here today to present or give you sort of an overview of the opportunities available and also invite any sort of Q&As that you have. So let's talk about a bit about UAE first before we get into Ras Al Khaimah. So UAE has 7 emirates. Just like in India, you have the states. So UAE, they have their own riyasat. So you have a Dubai, you have an Abu Dhabi, which are probably more talked about. You have the likes of your Ajman, Jabal Ali, Fujairah. Ras Al Khaimah also happens to be one of them. So if you are looking at a motorable distance, तो लगभग Dubai airport से 1 से सवा 1 घंटा. That's the kind of time it takes to reach Ras Al Khaimah if you go by road. A lot of people in the past actually who are registered with us, they used to land up in Dubai and come by road to Ras Al Khaimah. But I'm happy to let you all know that Ras Al Khaimah airport is now fully functional. And you have regular flights from India, in fact from Bombay particularly. You have flights going to Ras Al Khaimah directly. He is the man who started it all. So His Highness Sheikh Saud bin Sakar, he is one of the first people in the whole of UAE who thought of expanding the economy by allowing expatriates to come in and invest. So what is required for that? You need to create an environment for that. It's easier said than done. Environment has to be absolutely stress-free. Somebody has to feel absolutely secure, not only about their business, but also about themselves and the kind of money or revenue that they are bringing in. So he was one of the first who actually thought of this, which is why one of the first free zones that came up in the UAE is Ras Al Khaimah. We are one of the oldest in the UAE. If you know about the overall FDI landscape in the UAE, probably one of the most friendly for us Indians. In fact, Indian businessmen, for them, it is one of the best places to operate from, to open up their international branches, to open up their export offices. UAE happens to be one of the best places to do it. Ras Al Khaimah is one of those. If you look at our GDP numbers, almost 12 billion USD is the current GDP. A very interesting thing to note is that whatever manufacturing that happens in the UAE, maximum of it happens in Ras Al Khaimah. To the extent, जो ये 12 million USD की GDP है, इसका about 30 to 32% comes only from manufacturing. So it's a very, very active manufacturing zone. It's a brilliant destination as such, even if you are looking at living, even if you are looking at staff, labor. To be honest, most of the companies who are based here, who are running a full-fledged setup here, their people are very happy because your cost of living is at least 30-35% lower than Dubai or in Abu Dhabi. It is much lower. Similarly, your staff cost or your labor cost is also substantially lower than Dubai. Going in the same breath, the cost of setting up a business in Ras Al Khaimah, whether it is a free zone company, just a company that you want to set up, or whether it is a manufacturing setup that you want to set up, or whether you are going for a warehousing. Compared to a Dubai or an Abu Dhabi, we are substantially lower. तो हम जिस कॉस्ट में आपको पूरी पैकेज देते हैं वो कॉस्ट में यू विल बी जस्ट अबाउट स्क्रैचिंग द सर्फेस इन प्लेसेस लाइक दुबई इट इज एक्सपेंसिव and I'm sure any of you who have been to Dubai would be very well aware of that. So why Ras Al Khaimah? One, it's a top investment destination which is less spoken about. Our publicity campaigns are now on the rise. It wasn't on the rise earlier. So it's a fantastic destination for your investment, to park your office, to park your funding or any of those things in absolute safety. The economy, as I already mentioned, it's a very, very robust economy. In fact, Ras Al Khaimah economic zone, as on date, we have more than 55,000 companies who are registered with us. And let me tell you, 60% of these are Indian. They are Indian nationals. Just the year 2024, which has gone by, the calendar year, in the whole of UAE, we have registered the largest number of companies, 13,000. 13,000 companies registered with us in 1 year, in 2024. We are aiming for a much higher target this year. And this target has been derived not just by our mathematics, it is derived from the kind of interest that we are getting from the business community. But this is a very important aspect to notice. Overall about UAE, somewhere it is at a global center. Why today UAE overall is a hub for international trade offices, is because it's somewhere at a global center. So whether you talk about US, EU, UK, or you talk about the Asian countries or the MENA region, it's a brilliant access to the entire UAE. The strategic access to MENA region is something that is on top priority. So most of the companies who sign up with us, who open up their free zone company with us, their usual target, what I have seen, is the entire GCC region and looking towards Africa as well. However, being a free zone, of course, you are free to set up a company and target any part of the world. You will get all the free zone benefits. But the closest targets happen to be the whole of GCC and Africa, both of which are the most growing as on date. We talk about logistic capabilities, then one of the points I have already highlighted, that is our airport is fully functional. We have a deep sea port in Ras Al Khaimah, again completely under the control of the government. That's the Sakar port. It's a very busy port. It is being used for global logistics and shipments, and we have businessmen from all over. Apart from all this, excellent road network connecting the entire GCC. I am not talking just about Ras Al Khaimah. The road network is absolutely brilliant. There is enough room for both cargo and passenger movement. And if all this was not enough, then the UAE, the Arab Rail project, that's already in progress, and Ras Al Khaimah is going to be one of the top destinations in that chain. We talk about cost effectiveness, again something that I've touched upon. If I have done a comparison with some of the major cities in the Gulf region, Ras Al Khaimah happens to be the most economical as on date. The most economical. You cannot beat the value for money proposition in RAK for sure. In fact, whatever clients we have had, nobody has a complaint in terms of the financials. We've not had anybody who's had a complaint with respect to that. Right, so some of the salient features, if you open up a free zone company today in RAK, you firstly get 100% ownership. There is no need to have a local partner. So it's completely under your control. You got a tax and duty exemption. Apart from this, most importantly, VAT and corporate tax, which are today playing a part in the entire GCC region, you are shielded from that. And most importantly, you are getting connected to a very large business network, which in itself exists in Ras Al Khaimah, then in the UAE, and then in the entire GCC. So technically how a free zone operates, many of you would be knowing that you are a part of a country, but you are not liable to all the laws of that country. So that's how it is that if you open up a business in Ras Al Khaimah, you still get a UAE investor visa. You are still technically an UAE entity, but you are a free zone entity. So one advantage is that you get a local name in the Arab world, that you are a serious player, you are registered here. However, the local laws do not apply on you, especially with respect to VAT, with respect to corporate tax. So you are shielded from that largely. We talk about our business community, some of the biggest Indian businesses who are already running a successful manufacturing setup in our industrial zones, Ashok Leyland. In fact, across UAE, if you notice any school bus, the yellow colored school buses, you will find an Ashok Leyland logo on them. It's universally them. And now they are expanding to a Qatar, to a Saudi in the same market. We have Sejal Glass doing a fantastic job. We have Mahindra utility vehicles, Mahindra armored vehicles who are based here. And we also have a very big unit of Dabur operating here. So these are some of the big Indian players who have already put up a full-fledged manufacturing. I'm not just talking about putting up or opening up a free zone company, just a company. They have a complete manufacturing setup. And our pricing is at par with, since we are sitting in Maharashtra, it's at par with an MIDC. It is at par with an MIDC. When you're talking about land, you're talking about some of these items. In fact, in terms of warehousing today, we are running at 100% capacity. We have people on the waiting list who require storage space, and we are having to actually request them if they can wait till March end for the new lot of warehouses to be commissioned. Our business districts, so one, we have the RAK head office. Around that, we have 3 industrial zones. That's Al Hamra, you have Al Hulela, and you have Al Ghel. All 3 are very, very buzzing in terms of industrial activity. Apart from this, we have our office building. If anybody wants to open their business along with a physical office, like their setup is quite big, they need multiple visas, we are ready for it to them. But for most, we have a co-working center called Compass. Now, what use is this? When you register a company with us, you don't need to have a physical office. We give you a flexi desk. And that flexi desk is offered through our co-working center. So you don't have to really shell out that kind of money. So our co-working center actually gives you that flexi desk facility. You get your company registered under that address. You get your business license, you get your bank account, you get your investor visa, you're ready to roll. In fact, in about 10 to 12 business days, we can get your company started and you're ready to hit the market. Some images from our co-working space and from our physical offices. In fact, you have people of all nationalities in our co-working space. These are some more images from our co-working space. This is something that is under development. We are developing a completely new futuristic city. A completely new futuristic city in the UAE, in Ras Al Khaimah, which will be an extension of the free zone. This is going to have, of course, there is no taxation here, and it's going to have one of the biggest casinos in the whole of Asia, Middle East. It's going to have one of the biggest casinos here. So this is something which is under development. So this is what we offer you. We have customizable packages which suit you, which we will touch base upon soon. The business license packages. So roughly, if you want to open up a company today in INR, if you take the minimum license, which is for a period of 1 year, आपका all inclusive 5 लाख रुपए भी नहीं होंगे, उससे कम ही होंगे. That is the kind of cost effectiveness that we offer you. This for a single visa, a single investor visa, mind you. And with an investor visa, you could travel to any of the GCC countries as a visa on arrival. Apart from this, we also give you other facilities in terms of your banking, in terms of any sort of PRO activity that you require, which you may require or you may not. Because honestly speaking, most of our customers who have opened up their companies, they are operating remotely. There is no compulsion that you have to sit there and operate. Many of them are operating from India because you have a remote operation facility. Even for your banking, it is completely internet based. So that is being made absolutely easy. This is what we offer, our free zone company. Since we are from the government, we can also offer a mainland company if you want to open up a mainland company. However, we would always advise you, I personally would advise you that whenever you open up a company, it's better to open up in a free zone because you have 100% ownership. Nobody is there to actually interfere with what you're doing. If you open up a mainland company, again, the question of having a local partner comes into picture, and there are plenty of case studies to show that these things often go the wrong eventually. Our services are completely digitized. So if, say, anyone amongst you wants to open up a company, we are one of the only free zones who have an official team and office in India. We are based in BKC at the Capitol building in Mumbai. So we have a team, we have an official government Rakesh licensing office here, one of the only free zones from UAE to have this here. So we don't need any physical interface with you at all. All your documentation, everything will be done digitally. You are given access to a portal through which you can upload your own documents, you can do your payment, you can track the status of your application, and you can get all the necessary business license, visa, everything online. Only for your final visa, you will to RAK for your visa medical and to get the physical verification done. That's about it. Otherwise, everything is operated remotely, completely digital. We have our own, in fact, visa medical center. It is in our premises just to make it convenient for everybody. Our one-stop shop offers everything. So we operate everything from here. Our departments are all located in Ras Al Khaimah, in the government, but we have connect with all of them since we are a part of the same chain. So you don't have to deal with 10 people. Your business setup advisor is the only person you have to deal with who will take care of all your necessities from A to Z. Everything taken care of, one single person. Some of the licensing activities, as such, we have more than 350 activities for which we give out a business license or a commercial license. These are some of the areas. So your general trading, IT, consulting, any sort of fintech, manufacturers are looking for their export office, hardcore exporters who would want to utilize this service. We have everything. In fact, media, consulting, these are all now a part of the portfolio. So we've been even having freelancers who have clientele in GCC. They prefer to open up a company with us and serve their clientele through that company. This is also something that's happening almost every week we are getting an inquiry regarding this. IT and IT telecom infrastructure is something which is on the rise in the whole of UAE and overall in GCC. In fact, much before a 5G rollout in India, GCC had a 5G rollout. And I can tell you the connectivity is fantastic. However, scope is massive. For those who are into the space of IT, AI, massive scope in the whole of GCC. And we have a package ready for you if you want to sign up. That's one. And second thing, whatever revenue you earn out of your international business goes into your UAE bank account, where there is no taxation touching it. Thereafter, you are in the best position to understand how you want to utilize that further, or how you want to roll it, or you want to bring it back to the country. Dime a dozen ways to do it. There are many chartered accountants who are already advising in this capacity. So that's one thing. Second thing, you do not need a physical presence there. You can open up your company and you can remotely operate the company sitting in any part of the world. It's not a problem. Everything is supremely digitized and is very, very easy to use. Any feature. Thirdly, and most importantly, we are not talking about investing, the higher figures in lakhs or even touching a crore. We are talking about opening up a company where I already mentioned, in under 5 lakh rupees, you can, even if it's a startup or a small venture and you want to experiment with the market, we have a package which will come at the minimal cost, which even you can afford. Of course, we have packages which have multiple visas and multiple number of years. And despite that, we are able to accommodate you without the need for a physical office. That's a major, major advantage. So these are some of the biggest advantages that we bring. A free zone license is something which is now being accepted and taken up by Indian businessmen pan-India, not only in India, but even those who are operating outside India. So we have Indian clients signing up who are operating from a UK or who are operating from a US or even operating from any part of Gulf. But they are happy to take it up because they feel that transactionally things are a lot smoother. And of course, we give you that support. So this is a basic overview of what we offer. We can give you another PDF. You can play that. So my colleague Anuja, she will give you a little bit of an overview about the basic business packages that we have. So you will have a better sense of that. We call it Biz Saver packages. And let's take it up from there. Post that, we can have a Q&A interactive session.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello everyone, good afternoon. So this is pertaining the one visa investor, one visa business package, which is the most cost effective market entry package in all of UAE. So if you are an SME, you are a startup, you are maybe a sole entrepreneur who is just looking to experiment into the UAE market, keeping in mind international business, GCC business, this is a gateway for you. So you can take up this package. This package price is 12,000 dirhams. Roughly translates to about 2,75,000 INR. Along with that, you get one business license for a business activity under the headers of, if you could just move it down a bit, under the headers of general trading, it could be a commercial trading activity, any of the service-based activity that could be something related to a consultancy, a media activity, an educational activity. You can choose an activity that you're currently doing or you are interested to take up. Okay, so that is up to you. You can list yourself as the shareholder, 100% owner of your business. So you do not have to share the ownership of your business with anyone else. It will be you and only you.
Right.
With respect to the different types of activities, this is a very common question that we have. Like sir mentioned that there are 350 plus activities. Now these are the main headers. However, the sub activities under these headers can range up to 1800 plus sub activities that we offer. So we can of course guide you on that as to which activity will be appropriate for you. However, this business package, we've often seen a lot of people take this up as it is a low ticket price, and it is something that you can of course think about investing from the point of view of, okay, this is not a big amount. So you can consider this business package. We support you with bank account opening. We support you with corporate tax, with VAT registration, and all of the other relevant registrations that you may require to function. Certain business activities require even more registrations with local authorities or registrations with certain entities. So we help you with those registrations as well. So this is just about a basic overview of what the package entitles you to. However, we do have other packages that help you with additional number of visas. Let's say it's a partnership firm or an even bigger setup. We can help you with those number of visas. We can help you with employment visas as well. So if there are any questions pertaining to this, we can definitely take it up one-on-one later as well. If there are any questions at the moment, I'd be happy to answer those.
Yes, please.
Yes, sir.
Yes, you can. You can. You can get staff visas. Okay. You can even get worker visas. See, in all probability, if you open up a certain business, say if you're from the service industry particularly, I understand that there is a hurry to penetrate the market at the earliest. So you would like to take up people who are already based there and who have already touched base with maybe 4 or 5, companies who you are targeting. Absolutely. So you can easily shift the visa to your company. You can get staff visas. No problem. No problem. Yes, it will be at an additional cost, but your shareholder visa stays. And we have packages where we can give N number of staff visas, so no issues on that.
Understood. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Suppose you make an investment over there, what type of land, acquiring land, what type of, it will be a ownership, it will be a lease?
It will be a long-term lease.
Long-term lease.
How long it will be? 99 years?
Yes, you can go to 49 years, you can go to 99 years also.
Okay.
You can get it on long-term lease. Generally, we have seen people preferring something around 49 years.
Okay.
Yeah, because many a times they also look to shift the unit. For example, there is one more deep sea port which is absolutely bordering my Al Hulela industrial zone. Ho sakta hai tomorrow once it gets commissioned, some of the guys from my existing zone might say that, our lease is almost expiring. Can we transfer there? Because there will be lesser crowding at the port.
And what type of infrastructure is available for the people who are going to migrate, managers, technical people?
Got it. So we already in all our 3 zones, all 3 of our industrial zones, we already have fully functional staff housing and worker housing. What you call our worker camps. We already have that. It's plug and play. They are already ready to move in. And you have proper staff quarters also. So for companies who are into manufacturing, it's obvious that they would want to put their staff somewhere. Staff families also might be there. So we have that arrangement which is already a plug and play.
No, those type of arrangements can be made or will be available plug and play. But more important is particularly when technical people are going with families.
Yes.
They require infrastructure like medication, schools, and that all.
Of course,
so for that,
so there is a complete ecosystem that exists there with respect to world-class schools, colleges, hospitals, not just that, but talk about leisure facilities. You talk about libraries. There's an academic zone that Rakesh has.
That's our own academic zone.
So we promote different universities, institutions across the world to come and be of benefit to the local residents of Ras Al Khaimah as well as people who have migrated to Ras Al Khaimah as part of their job.
Yeah, as expatriates.
And as the economy, the cost compared to, you can say, Middle East or Dubai or...
Compared to any city you consider in the whole of GCC, you're not going to get it cheaper than RAK.
So whatever he is earning in India, or whatever my investment for that employee in India, it will be lesser than if they go to...
I didn't get you. Could you come again?
Suppose some employee
Huh?
migrating in there.
Yeah.
So whatever cost are there for that employee or for the worker, that will be cheaper than this from India.
No. That is not possible because the reason why workers will migrate from here to there is in search of a slightly better money. So for example, I can tell you in the construction field, if you are hiring a laborer, in India, technically you would be paying something, I mean, let's say somebody who's not that well trained also, 10,000, 12,000 is an average that you give. And someone who's experienced, you'll give them maybe 20,000 per month is what I'm talking about. So it'll be roughly about 20%, 25% more than that. However, the easier part there is why a worker wants to go there. Uska rehna, khana, pina is on the company because he's staying in the labor camp. Everything is taken care. His personal expenditure is very, very little. He is able to repatriate most of the funds back to India, where his family is utilizing it. And this is the most common trend. So if you see the labor market there, it is either flooded with, it's mostly flooded with Indians, Pakistanis and Bangladeshis. Yeah. That depends on your convincing skill ideally. If you are able to convince the person, the cost difference technically, if you're talking about a salary, is that what you're talking about? Yeah, no, it may not be exactly a double. It will be a little higher. Here, it will be about a 30-35% more. Yeah, it will be.
The saving that we were referring to was about the living standard saving. So that is a complete separate subject. Of course, with an individual's earnings that are to rise, you are looking at a very empowered emirate. So you want people to make money in our emirate.
Yeah, one more thing. If you are comparing cost of living with Bombay, then 100% I can tell you it is cheaper there.
Yes, 100%.
I don't even need to get down to statistics. It is definitely cheaper. So for the kind of money that you will pay in Mumbai to get a 1 BHK apartment on rent, वहाँ पे you will get a big 2 BHK in the same cost.
How long it will be a free zone? Let's say, suppose somebody is interested, then how long they can get this free zone benefit? How long? Duration? I mean.
Are you referring to the business license? Are you referring to being a...
No, this is 15 years.
15 years.
15
Okay,
years.
so there is
Yes.
a limitation that
it is a designated free zone, sir.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it is not a private free zone. It is a government held, government managed free zone.
Yeah.
So it comes directly under the UAE government.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. 15 years is a tenure which you get. Yeah. Yes. The day when your business license arrives, your visa is done.
What I am able to understand.
It is,
Whatever
yes.
year you would have decided, from that day it is 15 years. And once It is declared.
No, 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 no. No.
Correct.
What he's saying, I've understood. In fact, what Mr. Salunke is saying is correct. If you open up a company there and you continue your renewal, 15 साल तक आप renew करते रहे, 15 साल तक आपको benefit मिलेंगे, free zone benefits.
वैसा नहीं है. What I am saying is,
हाँ.
अभी आप 15 साल बोल रहे हैं वो ठीक है.
हाँ.
अभी 10 साल बाद मैंने पहला कंपनी का रिन्यूअल किया, पहला लाइसेंस.
हाँ.
उसके बाद वापस 15 साल अलाउ करेंगे?
No.
Yes. So.
No. It was.
No, so those policies, there is always a policy change that happens. They make that change depending on the inflow of companies. Would there be a requirement to have that free zone? So there are certain policies already in place to maintain that balance. So of course, we can take up that question one-to-one, sir. There is a lot more information on that topic available, and I will share that with you.
But one thing I'll tell you, free zones आपको good 39-40 ऐसे free zones मिलेंगे UAE में. It is like a mall. अगर आप चाहेंगे तो. Many of them might actually start approaching you from the first event that you attend in Dubai. Many of them would come to you. But I'll tell you where the difference lies. This is probably being considered nowadays as an easy business for some of the Emirates. So they open up in a JV with some private party. लेकिन उसमें industrial activity नहीं होते. कोई ऐसे भी है जो एक होटल और एक corporate building को combine करके free zone, I don't want to take names. In this case, firstly, it is 100% owned by Ras Al Khaimah government, and secondly, we are heavily industrialized already. So you have a complete ecosystem there. When you come there, if you roam around any of the MIDCs here, you go to a Chakan or you come to a Taloja, the sort of scenario that you will see all around you, if you come to our Al Umra industrial zone or Al Ghail, it will look the same. It will look the same. And most of the staff, workers, engineers, they are all Indian. So you go to a shop to grab a cup of tea, उधर वो भी आपसे हिंदी में ही बात कर रहा है, आप भी वही कर रहे हो, तो you will actually feel you are still in the country.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for your nice and crisp presentation.
Thank you. We are available here for any queries further that you have. We are available.
So friends, our next speaker is Mr. Jajit Gupta, Executive Vice President and State Head, Distribution, Rest Maharashtra and Goa at Kotak Mahindra Bank. He will speak on the banking needs to Kotak offerings, emphasizing the banking services tailored for the SMEs. Mr. Gupta's extensive experience in the banking sector will provide the valuable insights to the financial services that can help MSMEs manage their finances more effectively.
I hope I don't need a mic to address all of you. Do I need a mic? I don't think so. Okay, thank you. So, first of all, a very good afternoon to all of you. Very difficult when you are asked to talk between your lunch and yourself. Okay, so it is very difficult to talk during that point of time, that also on a day. It is like we are having a Shah Rukh Khan movie running on the day of a India-Pakistan match. So all of you are physically over here, mentally you are watching an India-Pakistan match. So that makes your job even more difficult. But so the moment I was talking to her, from the SME chambers, and she was telling that your speech is there after this. I said, look, as a banker, I will try not to bore you guys at least. That is the least that I can do as a banker. So I will quickly take you through. Okay, all of you are nation builders over here. Okay, you are the one who are building the nations, and if everything goes right, by 2028, we will surpass China as being the #1 SME populations in the world. Okay, so I think you guys deserves a huge round of applause for that. So I will quickly take you through to the journey. When we are doing business, the most important thing, I need not to tell all of you what to do in your respective business. You know that better than me. Probably I will try to give you an understanding where the opportunities are as a banker. Look at some of these data. So Nirmala Sitharaman has presented this data today that by 2028 we will cross 5 trillion. Okay, so this data is official now. Okay, and if you look at the way we are growing, everybody is tapering down across the world. All large economies are tapering down. Only India is holding the growth rate of 6 plus, around 6.3%. So the PPT is not coming very clear. So probably some of you will have an understanding to read. Okay, dim the lights a bit. So it will be easier for people to read because I do not want to read out things and waste time. So you have 175 million Demat accounts, okay, as of September 24, okay. So what is driving us? So if you see, the thing that is driving us is our youth populations. Some issues there. So the Gen Z is basically what is driving the Indian economy. Okay, coming with premiumizations and digital consumers and e-commerce. So I will quickly follow these things. So do you guys know this? So Gen Z today in India is the biggest Gen Z population ever to be there across the world. The average age is 28.4. Now, how is it relevant for you as an SME? Are you making a product? Are you making a propositions? Are you delivering service to this age group? Are you designing? Are you thinking, more importantly, keeping this age group into mind? But don't, you may struggle to grow your business because this, I will show you how it is relevant now. Now look at this data. 26% of the population is consuming 46% of products and services. The Gen Z. So it becomes even more important for each one of you to plan, design, act, keeping this segment. So millennial and Gen Z are comprising now 51% of Indian populations. Look at the number, 860 billion has been spent by these guys. So Nirmala Sitharaman said now no tax up to 12 lakhs. Just imagine. Yeah, you can clap for her. Okay, so no tax up to 12 lakhs, 12.75 for the salaried segment with 75,000 standard deduction. So up to 12.75 lakhs, the salaried guy like me need not to pay any tax. Yes, the middle class is addressed. So once I asked one of my chartered accountant friend how to pay less tax, he told earn less. Okay, so that was his advice. So from that day, I have never focused on paying lesser tax. I thought let's increase the earning. Very stupid question. Very, very stupid question. I should ask anybody who don't have an iPhone. Don't have an iPhone. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 hands probably rising. Now, look at some of these data. So Indian economy has completely moved towards something called premiumization. So if you buy smartphone, it is now more than 30,000. If you buy a TV, it is 50-inch plus. And look at the data. Every data is showing that premiumization is the new trend. So as an SME, when you are developing your products and services, whom are you targeting? Are you targeting the affluent class? Are you targeting the Gen Zs? So one is demographic, second is your income. which is the demographic that you need to capture on one side, and which is the income group that you need to capture. That's where the spending is coming. I think everybody knows that. 78% of Indian population has got a active cellular data connection. That's how all your content creators are making money nowadays. And everybody thinks it's very easy to make money through content creation. Please try it once. You will understand nothing, absolutely nothing in this world make money without time, energy, effort, and obviously talent. Now, the next question. Are we digital? I was just talking to her a few minutes before that as Kotak, I can help all of you guys to go digital. So I am trying to work with the SME chamber so that I can help its 70,000 worth customers to become digital. Because if you don't become digital, you will not be able to see the next level of growth. Okay, however good you might be at the end of the day, there will always be a fragmented growth that you will observe. Because that's how the consumer is behaving. Now look at growth is India. Look at over here. So 51% now of India's total investment is happening in non-fixed assets. From a mere 40%, it has gone up by 10% over last 4-5 years. So now more than 50% of India's total investment is happening in non-fixed asset. See the shift where it is moving. The spending is increasing, people are purchasing, and people are paying premium to purchase premium things. And that's the reason even the shirts that are getting sold like Harpoon and all are selling at 3,500, 4,000 rupees. Premium product. And people are paying that much of money to buy this product. A LP is available at 2,500. People are paying 4,000 to buy an Harpoon. And it is selling. Look at this data. Savings to equity shares 1.3x in last 5 years. Demat account increased by 4.4x. Household value of mutual fund gone up by 2.5 times. Value of equity holdings 2.4x. NPS AUM has gone by 3.9x. Everything is showing India spending, India saving, India moving ahead. Now you guys are the nation builders. You guys have to capture this affluence. You guys have to capture this opportunity. You guys have to make products and services which is digital and which will be able to get connected with the average mean populations of 28.4 years. Now we are in a very, very unique scenario. I have not seen it in my 45 years of life, where everything is growing. Every asset class is shining. I don't know, but finally, I believe Achhe Din has come. It may took 10 years, but probably finally the Achhe Din is here. The all asset class are moving simultaneously in the upward direction. Now let me see a little bit what Kotak is doing. I think all of you know think investment, think Kotak. I think all of you may not know that Kotak manages hopping 52%, 60% of the market share in the private banking space. So India, if you are number one in your respective field, you must be a Kotak customer. So Forbes 100, 60 of that Forbes 100 bank with Kotak. Who is number two? The erstwhile DSP Merrill, currently Julius Baer. What is their market share? 18%. So nobody comes close when making money for you. Why? We are money. Who knows money better than us? Okay. So we are a collective group of baniyas who understand and grow money the best in the market. And that's the reason Kotak Private is the best in the market. So whenever you think investment, you think Kotak. Think payment, think Kotak. Whatever way you want to pay. Now we were discussing that how probably you will be able to open up an office in Dubai or in Gift City. By the way, opening an office in Dubai and opening an office in Gift City are one and the same nowadays. Okay. So wherever you open, okay, we are there. We have a fully operated, okay, branch in Dubai. Kotak has got a fully operated division run by a CEO called Amul Sharma, who handles the Dubai arm of Kotak. So we do all sort of banking for you in Dubai. So you want to go to Dubai, you come to us, we will take you there. Think fundraising, think Kotak. How many of you over here think that debt is the only way of raising money? That's how most of the banks do with you. They come and give you loans, more loans, and more loans. And you become so happy. Such a good bank gives me lot of loans. In Kotak, we do the reverse. All of you have seen the Guru movie? I think people have seen over here. जब सच्ची में बड़ा पैसा चाहिए ना, एक ही आदमी है जो बड़ा पैसा दे सकता है, वो है पब्लिक. So, by the way, Kotak manages the biggest IPOs, the biggest fundraising in India. We are hopping 70% market share in fundraising in India. All of you don't know that we have got an investment banking arm which gives you money. Obviously, we don't deal it in SME over there, but we help SME to raise money through other sources. So right from $1 million US to $1 billion US, Kotak can give it to you. No other bank in India can give it to you. So if you bank with Kotak, from 1 rupee loan to a 1 billion market cap, you will have a single bank working with you. No other bank in India can do that for you. So if you are a businessman who have an aspirations to grow, aspirations to become an unicorn, come to us. I don't know how many of you know about it. Anybody knows about inheritance tax over here? 1%. Get ready for some nice gift from Nirmala Sitharaman coming soon your way. There is something called inheritance tax which will hit you very soon. Every single rupee that you want to pass on from you to your kids, you have to pay a tax on it. The way the hands raised, it means most of you don't know over here. And the collective property of people over here will be more than 1,000 crore. Now imagine that you have to pay tax on that 1,000 crore. What will happen to you? How do you save that? Come to us, there is something called family office solution. Okay, I am not covering it in detail. Anybody who is interested, anybody wants to save paying tax, please reach out to our team over here. They will explain you how this can significantly change the overall thing. How many of you have done this? Succession planning. Anybody over here? No. So all of you like my father. So my father was a bureaucrat. Okay. So he was not taking some bribes, so he did not had too many properties. He had 2-3 properties. After he passed away, it took me 2 years. Still those properties has not got shifted in my name. And trust me, I am the only son. So there is no fight, no issues, nothing. And there are 13 banks where he had got money, and it is 2 years I have not been able to get the property converted in my name. Neither those money has come in my account. So they are lying with Government of India very peacefully. You also want to have a similar thing for your kids? Don't do succession planning. And if you want that by simply giving a death certificate and a white page application form, all your property can get transferred in the name of your kids, come to Kotak. Problem is that in India, nobody thinks about future. They are so occupied with presents because Dhoni told us, live in the present. You see Dhoni's speech, he always says, please live in the present. We love Dhoni, we only live in the present. But थोड़ी future के बारे में भी सोचना जरूरी है. तो think succession planning, think Kotak. How can you capture more customers? The mind share. How many of you have seen the Puma ad? Only 1, 2, 3. Just by changing the spelling of Puma, they could achieve what their competitors could not achieve in last 10 years. You have to get the mind share of your customers, because that's how it is falling in line today. Because the average age of your buyer is 28. So a whole lot of you who believes that Google ads and Facebook ads are wastage of money, probably these informations will help you rethink that they are not wastage, they are investments. Obviously, like any other investment, you have to do it prudently. But you have to reach out to build the mind share of the people. These are simple one-liners from the BCG report. बापू बंद हो गया? उसको पसंद नहीं आ रहा है शायद कंप्यूटर को. So this is what, as a businessman, we need to capture. I'm capturing it through my services, through my products, through my process. पैसा तो है, but तुम्हारा प्रोडक्ट खरीदेगा? Now there is this 5 Me's. I don't know how many of you already know about it. This is very popular. The customers first say, know me, right? Even if I need a loan and somebody calls up and tells, आपको home loan चाहिए? I say no. The reason the customers say that first know me. Before you do something, first know me. So don't ask for too many docs and details. That's how digitizations come into picture. That you have to know the customer and you have to provide minimum hassles to that customer in terms of knowing him. Next is show me. Any one of you remember the first ad of Amazon in India? किसी को याद है? I think हमारी थोड़ी याददाश्त. और दिखाओ. The ad was only और दिखाओ. And that was a most successful Amazon ad till date. Because they captured the Indian sentiment. हम दुकान में जाते हैं और दिखाओ. 5 दिखाता है, 10 दिखाओ. Till the time stock becomes like this, the salesman is not visible. That is the time our spouses choose the product. All the ladies sitting in the room can correlate. So they say ki show me the relevant product, services, goods that I require. Then comes these 3 parts. Do it for me. This largely happens if your customer is a very, very high private banking customers. People who have got a lot of money giving you a very high premium for your products, you can do these physical things with him. then do it with me. It is like showing him, onboarding him, doing him with me to bring him onboarded to your products and services. And the last, I will do it for me, DIY. This is where the growth is coming. Is your products and services getting downloaded to your customers in a manner that the customers then are able to implement it and doing it, problem solving themselves? They are not dependent on you to every time coming back and doing it. I'll tell you how it is related. I don't know how many of you make electronics goods over here. The simple problem solving, simple troubleshooting of your electronics products available digitally can reduce your servicing cost by 70%. How much? 70% of your servicing cost which you have to pay during the warranty period for the product's malfunction can go down if you are able to have a digital troubleshooting mechanisms for your customers. So that's how DIY has become an integral part of growth for every product services that you are producing. That's it from my side. Hope I didn't bore you, all of you. So my entire team is over here, okay, who can help you. We do a FEMA advisory, okay. We have a special desk which helps you in FEMA advisory. We are the best in the market in terms of digital solution as far as your exports are concerned. We give you a Bloomberg screen in your office through which you can book all your forex, okay, and you can do the transactions digitally without any manual interventions. So for purpose, all of you have came together. Kotak can be an integral part for this journey, right from assisting you in entire UAE, spreading in entire UAE, and helping you to grow your business multifold. Either you need a money in the form of a debt. I don't know, I saw my SIDBI counterparts are over here. Yeah, So you should have called Manish over here from CGTMSC. You should have invited him. Okay. So just for people who don't know, there is something called CGTMSC, okay, which is basically a division of SIDBI. So I have my SIDBI colleague over here. I'm sure he will cover it. Excuse me, I'm taking the steam out of your speech, okay. So in CGTMSC now, you can get up to 5 crore lending without any collateral. First of all, how many of you know it? And if you know it, do you exercise it? The second question comes, कि sir वो तो बोलने के लिए होता है. I know, see, I know my customers, okay? वो तो सिर्फ बोलने के लिए होता है. Bank थोड़ा ही देता है. Just to give you an idea, last quarter we have disbursed 1 lakh crore. Is the data correct? And our Honorable Prime Minister has called up and congratulated Sandeep ji and Manish for achieving 1 lakh crore. Both of them are very close friend of mine. So trust me, we are disbursing. You know what is the sanction ratio from SIDBI's side? It is 100%. Not a single case has got rejected unless and until there is some documentation issue. So as a SME, I think it is very, very important for each one of you to have the right data, have a right banker. I am not telling Kotak. I am telling a right banker. It can be anybody, but the banker has to be right. Should give you the right guidance. They will show you the right way, and they should be a partner. I have an 18 years experience in the banking field. How many of you know mobile over here? Anybody knows? No. So Root Mobile, which is one of the most flourishing companies today, started in a 2 BHK apartment in Malad, and Sandeep and Rasdeep were my friends from that point of time. These two people from a 2 BHK in Malad, they have a 70 crore bungalow in Juhu. 2010, 2024. It happened because you partnered with the bank. So he came to me in 2016-17. I need 200 crore because I need to go global. So I said, you have an option. Either you want to raise debt or you really want to go to the market. For people who thinks that I can go market in 1 year, trust me, we are fooling ourselves. It is a good 3 to 4 years process through which you prepare yourself to go successfully to the market. And that's how today they are one of the most valuable companies who have almost 2.5 times of their listed price in last 2 years, 2.5 years. So please have a proper banking partner with you who will guide you between debt and equity, when to sell the stakes, is it too early, is it too late? You need an advisor. Come to Kotak for the advice. We don't charge you. Trust me. My team will not charge you for the advice. Come to Kotak for the advice and then you can choose the banker based on merit. But please get the proper advice to grow your business, how you can take it to the next level. So that is my only request to all of you. Thank you very much for the time. Sincerely appreciate. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Gupta, for your wonderful presentation. Now I would like to invite Mr. A.S.N. Prasad, President Growth and Strategy, A+A Technologies Private Limited, and his topic is Empower Your Business with AI-driven SAP Cloud ERP Solutions.
Everyone, I am A.S.N. Prasad. I am of growth and strategy for A+A Technology, where I thank SME Chamber of India for giving opportunity to, and thanks a lot. Yeah. Why SMEs should opt for Grow with SAP Cloud ERP? That is the topic today. The world of The world of business is rapidly changing, especially for small and medium enterprises. In this competitive landscape, growth is both opportunity and challenge. To thrive, SMEs must not only manage their operations efficiently, but also they remain adaptable to new trends like digitalization and automation. Many SMEs are stuck with outdated systems, limited resources, and manual processes. These factors create inefficient that hinder their ability to grow. This is where the solutions like Grow with SAP come into play. What Grow with SAP that offers to SMEs? It is a comprehensive cloud ERP solution designed specifically and with industry best practices to help businesses streamline operations, to reduce costs, and enhance their ability to make real-time decisions. How to go to the next slide? Yeah. What is Grow with SAP? Let's discuss what Grow with SAP is actually it is. It is more than just an ERP system. It is a cloud native solution platform that tailored to meet the needs of the growing SMEs. Built on SAP's extensive experience that has been provided to the industries with enterprise clients, the solution integrates business best practices, automation, and innovation in a way that empowers SMEs to scale efficiently. In the morning, the discussion it has happened, how to scale efficiently. Unlike traditional ERPs, which often require extensive or expensive infrastructure, that growth with SAP leverages cloud technology to reduce the complexity and costs. The goal is to offer SMEs a complete scalable solution that helps manage key business processes such as finance, sales, inventory, and compliance without the need of heavy customizations. For example, I will give you an example here. Imagine a manufacturing SME that struggles to manage their inventory because their systems are disconnected. With Grow with SAP, they can automate inventory management, monitor stock levels in real time, and avoid costly stockouts or overproductions. What are the challenges faced by SMEs? Rising costs like energy costs or supply chain disruptions, what our other friends told. Disconnected systems and manual processes because there are different systems are used in different departments. Lack of automation and real-time insights. Compliance and regulatory complexities. Limited resources and business expansion. SMEs operate in an environment where challenges such as fluctuating costs, inefficient systems, and compliance pressures are ever present. Let's break down some of these major hurdles here. Running costs, rising costs. We'll say energy prices, labor costs, and supply chain disruptions have increased operational expenses for many businesses. SMEs often have limited bargaining power to mitigate these increasing costs. Disconnected systems. Many SMEs still rely on isolated systems or even manual processes, like somebody told Excel sheets they are using to run their operations. This can lead to redundant tasks, data silos, and decision-making delays. Limited automation. Automation is key to improving efficiency, but implementing it can be difficult without right resources and infrastructure. These challenges create a pressing need for a solution like Grow with SAP, which offers a way to overcome inefficiencies and accelerate the growth. So here, SAP has come up with the two concepts, that is core first and AI first. What is core first and what is AI first? SAP emphasizes two core concepts with this solution, that is core first and AI first. This principle ensures that key businesses process are standardized based on industry best practices. Instead of customizing everything, they can implement the best practices which are already implemented in the same industry vertical, with minimizing the customization. AI first. AI is deeply embedded within the system, enabling automation of repetitive tasks and enhances the decision making through predictive analysis. I will give you an example here. Most of our friends know that thing, that in earlier days, invoice preparation, invoice processing, it is a hurdle task, because supposedly if you got an order from the from your sales department, that next day morning he will go with the sit and he will take all the catalog and all these things, he will fill up the catalog, and at the end of the day he will fill up the rates and all these things and taxation, and he will wait for the approvals from the sales department head. So it will, here because of the lack of the automation, the delay it is happening. So AI can help businesses forecast demand, optimize inventory levels, and prevent disruptions. These concepts work together to reduce complexity and empower the SMEs to operate more efficiently. Next slide. Yeah. What are the benefits of Grow with SAP here? Accelerate the growth. The solution is designed to support growth by providing pre-configured solutions here, industry-based solutions tailored to various industries. Because this, if you name any, if you are in manufacturing, there are thousands of manufacturing customers already implemented this one. So the best practices of those industries will be taken as templates for you and they can be implemented on the fly. This helps businesses quickly adapt to the market demands. Cost reduction. With a subscription-based pricing model, if you see the earlier models, they are on-premises models. So the buying the hardware, implementing the software solutions on it, and it used to take some 6 to 8 months time. Procurement, OS, application, procurement and all these things. And after that implementation also, it will take so much of time. So suppose if you are taking a decision today to implement this ERP solution, it used to take 8 to 9 months time to deploy it. Here, in this scenario, it will be on days time only. Operational optimization. AI-driven automation and process optimization reduce manual workloads, improve productivity, and enhance accuracy. Real-time insights. That is one more benefit that we are going to get out of it. Access to real-time data ensures that decision makers can respond quickly to opportunities or challenges. For example, finance teams can monitor cash flow and profitability in real time. In my earlier days, when I used to work with these companies where the ERP used to implement, they used to wait for the weekly reports or monthly reports for the profitability statements and all these things. So now it is on the fly. At any time, whenever they want the profitability statement, they can get it on the fly. Compliance and security. Regulatory compliances is built into the system, helping SMEs meet data privacy and industry-specific requirements without any additional cost. AI-driven process automation. Here, one of the standout features of Grow with SAP is emphasis on process automation. That is, let's explore how automation can transform SMEs' operations. Automation in action. Take such as invoicing, as I earlier informed you. Invoicing, reporting, and payroll processing can be automated, reducing the risk of human errors. Here, we are implementing bots for the automation of the invoicing, for the automation of the payrolls, for vendor management, such type of things. AI bots can handle routine queries and data entry, allowing employees to focus on the most strategic initiatives. Automation increases accuracy, speeds up process, and reduces operational costs. It also enables businesses to scale without a proportional increase in the labor costs. Next one is low-code tools. Here, BTP, that we are having one tool, it is BTP, okay, Business Transformation Platform. That BTP provides low-code development platform that allows businesses to create custom workflows without needing extensive programming expertise. Earlier day, to create a report, we have to go to the IT department. EDP, MIS, IT department, this is the transformation which was there. Like that, it is a module, you can say. So you can have that one and your vendors can be accessible through that one. Supply chain tool. Yes. Yes. It is there. Thank you. I am available for one-to-one.
Thank you. Now I would like to invite Mr. Rakesh Mishra, founder and director of Fin Destination Fintech Private Limited.
Good afternoon, everyone. Myself, Rakesh Mishra, founder of Fin Destination, welcoming you all on this insightful session on SME IPO, unlocking value through public listing. I think Mr. Salunke had a lot of faith on me to keep my session one of the last. Now I have the added responsibility to ensure that you don't sleep before lunch. So I will try my best to keep it short, and hopefully I will be able to add some value in your journey towards unlocking your value and a part towards your growth. So as a Fin Destination, we are a boutique advisory firm assisting MSMEs in raising funds via debt or via equity. We are always available for you, and we try to provide a customer-centric approach, providing a right solution for you. When the debt is required, we are available for you. When there is a right time for equity, we'll advise you on that. Yeah. This is our product range. I will not put much time on it. SME IPO, pre-IPO, private equity, or various kind of funding required. These are our product range. We are available for you. This is our network. We are very well connected with top merchant bankers of our country, VC funds, houses, AIFs, family offices, banks, NBFCs. Coming straight to our topic. Is SME IPO? Why SME IPO? So, SME is the backbone of our economy, right? It's telling this is a decade of India. Even McKinsey stated that this is a century of India. And to grow for India, SMEs are important. The growth of SMEs is important. SMEs drive innovation, SMEs drive employability. But one of the major challenges for SMEs are lack of capital access. Fundraising. Traditionally, banks and NBFCs have assisted SMEs to raise funds, but there have been limitations. Now, with our SME IPO ecosystem is developed, SMEs have an option to raise funds through SME IPO as well. So, what is SME IPO? So, we all know about the public listed companies. Reliance, Adani, Infosys, TCS. They can go for listing, right? Similarly, SMEs can also go for a listing. SME IPO was launched in year 2012. It was launched by Bombay Stock Exchange, and the responsibility was given to Mr. Ajay Thakur to initiate the process. The initial time was very challenging. Everybody finds that SMEs are risky. Even bankers, even similarly, same thing happened with merchant bankers. It took time around 4 to 5 years to get the system evolved. I think from 2017-18, the traction started coming and the interest of investors, merchant bankers started to come into this domain. And I think after post-COVID, 2021, there is a boom. It's a golden era for SMEs to raise funds through SME IPO. So, SME IPO provide you access to capital. Banks also provide you access to capital, right? But at a certain stage, debt becomes not manageable. You cannot always grow with the help of debt, because debt comes at a cost. It comes at a monthly outflow, monthly cash flow burden. So when you go opt for SME IPO, you get a capital interest-free loan. It is kind of interest-free. It gives you freedom to grow without taking the headache of paying monthly EMIs and monthly interest. Unlocking the value, market-driven valuation. Till the time you are a private limited company or closely held company, your book value is your net worth. For example, you are a company having a turnover of 50 crores and reserves and surplus of 5 crores, adding to the paid up capital maybe 2 crores or 6-7 crores, right? That is your value. Once you go for a listing, you start discovering your value. You unlock your value. So it is about unlocking the value of your company and creating the wealth for the shareholders, for the promoters, for all these shareholders. As you grow, value of your company grows. You take one step, market reward you 2 times, 3 times. That I will explain in the next slide. Diversified funding sources, balance between loans and equity. So I think Sanakji is here from SIDBI. We work with them a lot. Mr. Joyjit was also available, present from Kotak. So loans play a very important role initially. But whenever you go to a banker, they talk about some ratios. They talk about debt to equity ratio. So after a certain point, they cannot lend you if you don't infuse your money or you don't provide some additional collateral, right? As a SME company, if you are doing your business transparently, it's not possible for each and every year keep on adding collateral because you have to invest in your company. So at certain point, when you are aiming for high growth, it is advisable to opt for equity because it gives you freedom. And also it gives you an option to make the balance, right balance. Debt is also very important. You cannot always dilute your stake, right? Similarly, equity is also important at a certain point of time. That is the reason why each and every company which aim for high growth, they go for listing. Because if you want to grow exponentially, you cannot grow your debt exponentially. Then you will not be able to sustain. You will not be able to sustain the growth. Increase visibility and credibility, yes. Once you go listing, you go for a listing, you are on all the available public platforms. Everybody is watching your performance. Public is watching you, analysts are watching you. And also, it helps you in strategic tie-ups. So a lot of MSMEs, SME asked us, keep on telling us, if you have some strategic partner, please advise us. So, for an example, you are a company in Bhosri Chakan having a turnover of 50 crores. You have a very, very sound cutting edge technology, right? You want to tie up with somebody sitting in US, Europe. How they will assess you? It's not easy for them to get access to you. But if you're listed and you have something unique, something niche, they must be watching you. We have seen examples where companies outside our country had approached them because they were listed, and even the process became very easy for them to invest because your market value was already determined and all the due diligence process was already done in place when you are applied for IPO. So strategic types, it helps. And last and very important, employee incentives, motivation. Common problem of SMEs, skill India. कि जो लोग स्किल हैं वो आसानी से मिलते नहीं हैं और जो मिलते हैं वो टिकते नहीं हैं. दिस इज अ कॉमन फैक्ट, राइट? काफ़ी SME कस्टमर्स कहते हैं कि हम ट्रेनिंग इंस्टीट्यूट बन गए. वी ट्रेन पीपल, दे वर्क हियर फॉर 2-3 years and then they leave for some high paying jobs abroad maybe, or some MNC will give them higher package, and to pay high it is not feasible for SMEs because they work on very cost to cost model, right? Cut to cut काम करना होता है. So what if you give ESOPs to your employees? Anyways, ESOPs is not new to you. All the startups, Zomato, Ola, and each and every startups are giving ESOPs to their employees, right? So, but if you are a privately limited company, closely held company, that ESOPs have no value. Even if you give 1%, 5% stake to your team member of your team, how you will encash that? How you will evaluate that? But once you go for listing, your company grows from a valuation from 100 crores to 300 crores, his value will also grow. If he sees growth in your company, he will stick with your company. He will see that he is valued, right? So this is one of the very important benefits of SME IPO. Coming straight to SME IPO eligibility. All those SMEs who are eligible for a bank loan, all of them are eligible for SME IPO as well. The eligibility is very, very simple. There's a difference between eligibility and actually what you can get. That we'll discuss. But as far as eligibility is concerned, all of you who are eligible for bank loan are also eligible for SME IPO. Any company can go for SME IPO. Private limited, partnership, proprietorship, you can convert it to public limited company. and you can go for an IPO. Obviously, if you are already a private limited company, the process for you will be much easier, right? The next eligibility is profitability. You should have an operating profit, not net profit, operating profit of 1 crore at least in any 2 of last 3 years. Positive net worth in any 2 of last 3 financial years. Obviously, if you are a profitable company, your net worth will be positive. Healthy leverage ratio, debt to equity ratio. So they should be in control. So ideally 1:1, 1:2 is the ideal ratio. Even if it is 1:3, 1:4, can we look into it? But high leverage ratio need to be avoided. Positive due diligence, loan track record. All these checks are done by banks as well when you opt for a loan. So if you have a good CIBIL record, you should not have any NPA track record, any issues of your company going into insolvency in the past, etc., etc. For very, very severe criminal records. You have to disclose all ongoing litigation. So there might be some more here and there litigations which may happen in our business course of actions. You have to disclose it because you are asking money from the public. So you have to disclose each and everything. Pre and post listing compliance. Step number 1 is conversion to public limited company. Second is financial restatements. So whenever you go for an IPO, you are provided an opportunity to reinstate or rectify your errors of last 3 years balance sheet. The option is with you. If you feel like something adjustments were done or they were not correct, and because you are going for a public listing, you want to be very transparent, you can reinstate your last 3 years financials and go for the public listing. Collecting all the data of company and promoters. So even in bank loan, you have to provide all kind of your information. Here also, all the due diligence will be done. Promoters, shareholders, company, background check will be done. And post listing, reporting financial results every half yearly, unaudited. So see, my last transparency. So lot of SMEs come with a query कि बहुत compliance बढ़ जाते हैं, इतना डॉक्यूमेंट हम हैंडल नहीं कर पाएंगे, या फिर SME IPO के बाद में तो बहुत ज़्यादा लोग हमको देखेंगे. ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है. अगर आप एथिकल ट्रांसपेरेंट बिजनेस कर रहे हैं, करना चाहते हैं, तो कोई दिक्कत नहीं. अगर आपके इंटेंशन अच्छे हैं, कंप्लायंस क्या बढ़ेंगे, आपको हर 6 महीने बैलेंस शीट देना है. वी ऑल्सो वर्क एज ए वर्चुअल CFO फॉर फ्यू फॉर SME क्लाइंट्स. हम तो उन्हें मंथली बैलेंस शीट बनाने की बात करते हैं. SMEs में प्रॉब्लम देखी गई है दैट दे स्टार्ट कॉलिंग ये CAs इन द मंथ ऑफ May June. जो अभी मार्च 25 खत्म होगा, द कॉल टू योर CA विल गो इन मंथ ऑफ May June कि स्टार्ट प्रिपेयरिंग आवर financials, एंड योर CA विल इंश्योर दैट लास्ट डे ऑफ द टैक्स ऑडिट, लास्ट वर्किंग आवर, ही विल टेल यू सर हो गया काम. राइट? आप देख लीजिए, हम लोन भी करते हैं, इक्विटी भी करते हैं, हमें भी बैलेंस शीट लगती है असेस करने के लिए. 90% times we get balance sheet on the last day of filing, and after last day of filing, CA will go for 1 week leave because he has worked so hard. Obviously, because you had all audited him. Everybody has called him and provided data to him in the month of July, and in the month of 2 months, he has to complete the audit. तो वो आपको साइंड बैलेंस शीट देता छुट्टी पे आने के बाद. राइट? सो तो अच्छी बात है, आप मंथली ऑडिट करिए, जिससे कि आपको जो भी एडजस्टमेंट करने हैं, कुछ एक्सपेंसेस बुक करने हैं, आप पहले कर पाएँ. बिकॉज वी हैव सीन दैट मेनी SMEs पे इंटरेस्ट ऑन delayed payment of taxes. They don't pay their CA enough. They don't have a good CFO. Even they don't have virtual CFO. उनको लगता है फाइनेंस तो मैनेज कर लेंगे. सबसे नेग्लेक्टेड एरिया फाइनेंस होता है, जो कि सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट एरिया होना चाहिए. उस कारण से क्या होता है, आपने टैक्स एम्प्लॉय का सैलरी बचा लिया, CFO का सैलरी बचा लिया, आपने टाइम पे टैक्सेस नहीं पे करे. टैक्स का जो डिले टैक्स है, अभी कल ये क्लाइंट के पास थे हम, he has not paid income tax for last year till now because he is managing his cash flow. He is avoiding, सर महंगा लोन मत देना. I told him, सर 50 लाख जो टैक्स नहीं भरा, 18% उस पर इंटरेस्ट लग रहा है. You should have paid the taxes. And also, this will seen as a bad it will give a bad impression to your bankers, because इसके पास तो statutory dues पे करने का भी पैसा नहीं है, right? So I think slide थोड़ा पीछे आ गया. So transparency is the key, and there is no cumbersome compliance. Yes, काम करना होगा, डॉक्यूमेंट्स देने होंगे, बट वही जो आपके पास है, बाहर से कुछ नहीं लाना. हाउ टू स्टार्ट? जब भी आपको लगता है कि आप एसएमईज के आईपीओ के बारे में सोचना चाहते हैं, यू select a reputed and experienced IPO consultant. We are one of them. Analyze the viability of fund requirement, growth plans. IPO क्यों करना है? मेरे फ्रेंड ने किया इसलिए नहीं, हमें क्यों करना है? बिकॉज वहाँ पर IPO में आपका फ्यूचर देखा जाएगा. जो इन्वेस्टर आएंगे वो आपको फ्यूचर के लिए आएंगे, आपका ग्रोथ के लिए आएंगे, उनको भी पैसा बनाना है, उन्हें आपसे उम्मीद है कि आप ग्रो करेंगे, वो भी ग्रो करेंगे. सो वायबिलिटी बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है कि जरूरत होनी चाहिए और आपके सेगमेंट में ग्रोथ होनी चाहिए. आपका विजन होना चाहिए कि आज मैं 50 करोड़ कर रहा हूँ, आई विल डू 500 करोड़. अगर आप बोल रहे हो कि 100 करोड़ कर लिया, बहुत जीवन भर मेहनत कर ली, अब आराम का टाइम आया है, अब एक काम करो आईपीओ करते हैं, आपके लिए आईपीओ नहीं है. आईपीओ उन लोगों के लिए जो 100 करोड़ कर रहे हैं, उनको लगता है या वो या उनके नेक्स्ट जनरेशन उसको 500,000 करोड़ तक लेके जा सकते हैं, जिससे कि जो लोग शेयर होल्डर्स इन्वेस्ट करें उनका भी वैल्यू बने और आपका भी बने. सो डेट इज इंपॉर्टेंट. फिनेंशियल प्रोजेक्शंस, हमें फिनेंशियल प्रोजेक्शन बनाने होते हैं अगले 3 साल के, पूरा आइडिया देना होता है. इन्वेस्टर, आप शार्क टैंक को भी सबने फेमस कर ही दिया इन्वेस्टर सेक्टर को. तो जो सवाल पूछे जाते हैं शार्क टैंक में, वैसे ही आपको समझ लीजिए इन्वेस्टर पूछेंगे. मार्केट साइज क्या है, व्हाट इज द सेक्टर यू आर वर्किंग इनटू, व्हाट इज द निश यू आर हैविंग, व्हाई वी विल इन्वेस्ट यू, व्हाई नॉट समबडी एल्स, व्हाट आर नेक्स्ट ईयर्स प्लान्स, एक्सेट्रा, हाउ यू विल ग्रो योर प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी. So all these questions will be asked. Appointing merchant bankers, बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट रोल ये प्ले करते हैं हम इंश्योर करने में आपके लिए. तो अपॉइंट राइट मर्चेंट बैंकर. आपको अभी कोटक से एक रिप्रेजेंटेटिव थे, उन्होंने कहा आपको कोटक ने सैंक्शन किया 10 करोड़ का लोन. अगर कोटक ने सैंक्शन किया, इसका मतलब आपको 10 करोड़ का लोन 10 बैंक और सैंक्शन कर सकते हैं. कोटक है, एसबीआई है, पीएनबी है. आप बैंक डिसाइड कैसे करते हैं? आप चूज करते हैं सोच कर ये बैंक की क्रेडिबिलिटी क्या है, what kind of digital platforms and services bank is offering to you, how is their forex department, trade services, and basis that you come to a conclusion that this bank is good for me. Each and every bank have their USP. Somebody is good at digital, somebody is good at physical foot reach like SBI in each and every part of our country. So similarly, while deciding merchant bankers, there are a lot of factors involved, and we assist you in finding the right merchant banker for you. It is not only about the higher valuation, it is about your requirement and the right valuation. And obviously, the merchant banker will also do the due diligence like any other banker will do, because in SME segment, merchant banker have a lot of responsibility. There is a clause of 100% underwriting, and अगर merchant banker ने बोल दिया कि आपको 100 करोड़ का वैल्यूएशन में लिस्ट कराएंगे, वालों को कराना पड़ेगा, बिकॉज उनका 100% अंडरराइटिंग का कमिटमेंट है. इसीलिए मर्चेंट बैंकर थोड़े से कंजर्वेटिव होते हैं एसएमई में, सोच समझ कर ही डिसीजन देते हैं, बिकॉज उनको क्रेडिबिलिटी स्टेक पर होती है. प्राइसिंग द इशू, as I said, it is about finding your requirement, what you want, what is your need, and rightly valuing you. No, neither valuing you or overvaluing you or neither undervaluing you. तो यहाँ पर भी लड़ाई होती है, कोई मर्चेंट बैंकर ये वैल्यू दे रहा है, कोई वो दे रहा है. पॉइंट है, देयर आर मेनी फैक्टर्स. सम मर्चेंट बैंकर्स मे बी कमिंग अप विद सम मार्केट इन्वेस्टर. अगर मार्केट इन्वेस्टर आ रहे हैं तो दे में आस्क फॉर सम डिस्काउंट, तो दे में गिव सम लोअर वैल्यूएशन, बट दैट मार्केट इन्वेस्टर हैव ए प्लान ऑफ स्टेइंग विथ यू फॉर नेक्स्ट 3-4 years. सम अदर मर्चेंट बैंकर मे बी गिविंग हायर वैल्यूएशन, बट वहाँ पे इन्वेस्टर का क्वालिटी इतना अच्छा नहीं है. हो सकता है कि आपका जैसे आईपीओ पैसा बनाए, इन्वेस्टर निकल जाए, आपका स्टॉक नीचे आ जाए. तो लॉट ऑफ फैक्टर्स आर इन्वॉल्व, एंड फॉर दैट वी हैव टू इंश्योर दैट वी फाइंड द राइट मर्चेंट बैंकर. कंडक्ट डिलिजेंस का पार्ट है. प्राइसिंग द इशू, जो हमने बात करी, राइट वैल्यू. ऑर्गेनाइजिंग रोड शो एंड मार्केटिंग. वंस एवरीथिंग इज, आपका मार्केटिंग होता है, आपको मिलवाया जाता है, 8-10 लोगों से आप मिलोगे, उनके सामने प्रेजेंटेशन देना होता है, उसमें हम आपका सपोर्ट करते हैं, बिकॉज जब तक हम काफ़ी कुछ आपके बिजनेस के बारे में जान चुके होते हैं. एंड लिस्टिंग द शेयर, उसके बाद में आपका लिस्टिंग हो जाता है, यहाँ पर कि इन्वेस्टर्स इंटरेस्ट लेते हैं. That's all as far as the SME IPO part is concerned. मैं कुछ पुणे की अभी तक 1200 कंपनियां से ज़्यादा लिस्ट हो चुकी हैं. More than 1200 companies are listed in the SME IPO platform. उसमें से 1/3 कंपनियां मेन बोर्ड प्लेटफॉर्म पे शिफ्ट हो चुकी है, माइग्रेट हो चुकी है. जो भी कंपनी एसएमई में आती है 3 साल के बाद में मेन बोर्ड आईपीओ पे जा सकती है डिपेंडिंग ऑन देयर ग्रोथ एंड देयर प्लान्स. इट इज़ ऑप्शनल फॉर देम. एंड अभी पुणे की अगर बात करें, फास्ट लाइट है, पहला कंपनी मैकफोज लिमिटेड का मैंने एग्जांपल लिया है. वी आर वेरी प्राउडली टू से दैट वी आर एसोसिएटेड विद देम एंड वी हैव सीन देयर जर्नी सिंस इनिशियली व्हेन दे यूज्ड टू बोरो हाई कॉस्ट डेट ऑफ 18-19%. कुछ काफ़ी यहाँ पे एसएमईज होंगे जिन्होंने किसी न किसी पॉइंट पर अनसिक्योर्ड बिजनेस लोन लिए होंगे या कोई महंगा लोन लिया हुआ क्योंकि कोई ऑप्शन अवेलेबल नहीं थे. पुणे के ही एमआईटी से पढ़कर 2014 में दे स्टार्टेड द कंपनी. टिल 2020-21 वो लगातार डेट लेते थे, अनसिक्योर्ड लोन्स, बिकॉज दे नीड टू फंड देयर ग्रोथ. इन द ईयर 2022 दे गॉट लिस्टेड. When turnover was 72 crores या profit was close to 6 crores, they got a P multiple. तो briefly बता दें, यहाँ पर वैल्यूशन होगा आपके प्रॉफिट के मल्टीपल पे. जितना प्रॉफिट उतना आपका वैल्यूशन. तो वहाँ पर कुछ उनको 90 करोड़ का वैल्यूशन मिला और वहाँ पर 24 करोड़ उन्होंने रेस किए. मजे की बात यह है कि आज 2 साल अभी पूरे होंगे. मार्च 23 में लिस्ट हुए थे, मार्च 25 तक पहुंचे नहीं है. उनका आज है 1200 करोड़ के आसपास. 1177, ये कल की डेट का वैल्यूशन 77. So this is the example I want to give you that in Pune, n number of customers have shown the growth and they were able to create value for themselves and their shareholders. So Macfos is one of the example. 18 करोड़ के टर्नओवर पे लिस्ट हुए थे 1.5 साल पहले at valuation 50 crores. Today their valuation is more than 300 crores. I think 250 crores. Sorry. There are n number of examples are there where SME through SME IPO platform, SME entrepreneurs were able to generate wealth along with the fundraising. इससे आपके आगे के fundraising के रास्ते भी आसान होते हैं. So thank you very much. मैंने काफी समय लिया. It's just lunch time. If you have any questions and Q&A I can take, or maybe during the lunch session also we can discuss. Thank you.
Hi everyone. Thank you so much. First of all, thank you to the organizers for inviting me here. And being the last guy, so please, this is like a last wake up before we go for lunch. I'm not going to take long, it's going to be like 10 minutes. So before I begin what Warbe is, what we do, I'm just going to give you a small introduction how Warbe came to life and how I started this startup. So Warbe is a B2B matchmaking and data intelligence platform for exhibitions and conferences. With exhibitions, conferences, I mean in-person events like we have gathered here today, networking, meeting people, going to an exhibition, meeting sponsors and exhibitors. That is what Warbe does, and we work with the trade show organizers. Back in 2015, I was working in Dubai. I was working for a software company, and I learned building tech solutions, being as a project manager there. Quit my job, moved to India, and I built my first startup, which was building custom software for exhibitions, retail brands, for their events and engagement activities. COVID came, everything went back to zero, and I was sitting at my home thinking what to do next. Then one of my customers reached out to me and said, can you build a virtual event platform? We want to host conferences online. Since you have done softwares, can you do that for us? The idea clicked to me and I started building that product, got around 800 users on it. A crypto community joined it, started doing crypto workshops and everything. Crypto was kind of booming at that time. A few other communities joined in. I was a little fortunate at that time. I applied for some funding to government funds. We got selected by Startup India Seed Fund. We got this opportunity and I made this pivot there that I'm not going to continue as a virtual event platform because COVID is going to go back. The real life is going to resume. People will be back at events, meeting people and networking. That was the pivot, and we got this funding, built a team, and Warbe came to life as an in-person exhibition and a conference management platform. So as I said, bringing life to your events, these are some of our potential customers. I mean, these are our ongoing customers. We are currently operational in India, UAE, serving customers across Middle East and India, if I say. We are backed by Ecotel Incubation Center, Delhi, Noida, if I say. We are backed by Startup India Seed Fund, Riddle and Maharashtra State Innovation Society, MSINS. We again received funding through them a couple of months back. So that's our journey. As an organizer, when you do conferences, when you do trade shows, you are juggling different applications. It could be managing your delegates, registering your visitors, collecting payments. You must be using 2-3 different services. What we do, it's a one-stop solution. We do everything right from your registration to payment collection to your marketing. Our system does everything for you. I'm going to take it very quickly. At an event, we meet 100 people. All I will remember after meeting you, I'll take your business card, I'll walk out of this space. 48 hours, I don't even remember who you are. Maybe I'm going to give you a call and ask what was the conversation. So you're meeting 100 people, but you're not meeting the relevant audience. That is where our matchmaking and networking comes into place, where we tell you who you should be meeting at the event. Secondly, exhibitors and sponsors. You have sponsors coming in, you have exhibitors coming in, you need to onboard them. How do you do that? Our dashboard does that for you automatically. Marketing and communication, you need to send communication emails, reminders, WhatsApp communication. We have built in everything on our dashboard. And then again, there is intelligence and analytics that our system does for you. First of all, as I said, registration and ticketing, where we create registration forms for you, put it live on your website or any kind of tool you want to use, maybe WhatsApp or anything, our system does that for you. If I say ticketing is very flexible, you can create tiered ticketings, you can create early bird discounts and everything, all that is possible. Exhibition and sponsor onboarding. The moment an exhibitor confirms for a show or a sponsor confirms for a show, there is a lot of paperwork that goes on. Maybe you need to sign an indemnity, collect those money from the organizer, from the exhibitor. That our system does very easily for you from a single dashboard. Your marketing or ops team can onboard them. If I come down to team management, you can manage exhibitor teams. You can onboard the team of these sponsors and exhibitors also, so they also have access to the dashboard when they upload their information. Going next, if I say we have stall management, talking about events happening in Nesco, when you go to Mumbai or Hyderabad High-Techs, these are large venues where you allocate big stalls to these exhibitors for 3 days, because exhibition trade shows is real estate. It's real estate for 3 days. You're selling that particular shop for 3-4 days. We onboard and we automate that process also for the organizer, where you allocate stalls to them, you can allocate badges, and you can give them lead scanning options where people come, you can scan their data and capture all that information. So that's pretty much when we say stall management, everything. Speaker management, you have speakers coming in at the event, you have guest speakers, you have VIPs, every stakeholders can be managed through our dashboard. Marketing and the communication, as I say, there are 3 major marketing tools that our system has: email, WhatsApp, and LinkedIn marketing. What we do with LinkedIn marketing is we have a very cool feature. Generally, the biggest challenge for an organizer is to find audience for his event, and most importantly, finding the relevant audience. That I get people I'm looking for. Most of them are available on LinkedIn. How our system does, the moment you register, we ask you a quick permission. Do you allow us to share this on your LinkedIn? The moment you say, I agree, our system will create an automatic post on your LinkedIn profile, making you the brand ambassador for the event and generating more revenue for the organizer. So that's pretty much LinkedIn marketing. Again, we have WhatsApp marketing. So it's like a full-fledged WhatsApp bot that you want. It can be customized and run communication for you. Again, email and everything, it's pretty much basic. Matchmaking is AI powered. This is something that now we are building. The way you do it on your Netflix, you select a content, you watch horror movies, it starts curating horror content for you. That is what our system is coming up with. So if you meet me at the event, I'm going to show you some relevant profiles that you should be meeting at the event for the 3 days. You can schedule meetings, and meetings happen at a physical venue at a designated slot, like a table number and a VIP lounge or something. So all that is automatic through our dashboard. On-site operations, organizers needs to register people on-site, hand over badges, allow networking, everything our system does from a single dashboard. Internal analytics is one of the most important part of an organizer. He wants to know what industry my people are coming in from, which companies are they coming from, which city are they coming in from. Our dashboard automates everything for you, shows you in a form of a very detailed report which you can download and then put it in your presentations and see the ROIs from an event. So yeah, as I said, it's all about real-time data. It's about acquiring reports, lead sources and everything. There's a very cool feature on our platform. It's called lead sourcing. Sometimes people come and register for your events and they drop out before making the payment. We capture that data for you so that you can reach out to them, retarget them, and again sell your tickets to these organizers. Again, there is attendee insights. You get to know what time he spent, who he met, what kind of profiles he met. Our system captures for you. So yeah, that's all from me. Thank you so much. I hope you're going to have good lunch now. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir. So friends, we have very power pack speakers over here today, and a lot of takeaway to take. Now we are breaking for the lunch. I request all of you, those who are not member with the chamber, they can become a member of the chamber to avail the support and services provided by the SME Chamber of India. And once again, I'm from the both the organization, SME Chamber of India and Maharashtra Industry Development Association. I once again thank you very much for our speakers, panelists, for our supporters, sponsors, and of course the delegates to take your time to grace this occasion. Thank you very much, and it's a time for lunch. So enjoy the lunch and networking.